RoCo Radio High School baseball coverage will start in 2 minutes. Your pregame show getting you ready for tonight's high school baseball matchup will start in 1 minute and 30 seconds. High school baseball coverage on RoCo Radio will start in 1 minute. Tonight's RoCo Radio pregame show will start in 30 seconds as we get you ready for high school baseball. The following is a presentation of RoCo Radio Sports. America's pastime. Some of the best programs across the Triad and the state of North Carolina. This is high school baseball on RoCo Radio, featuring the Reidsville Rams.
And that is Tower to left. That is going to get out of here. Christian Scales with the solo shot to left.
McMichael fighting Phoenix.
Tillman hammers that one over his
That's
head.
going to be the game winner.
Sends him 1 run in. Second run coming home. And that's the game. The McMichael Phoenix complete the comeback.
The Moorhead Panthers.
Here's the 1-2 from the righty Behe.
That
is hit hard in the right field. On his horse is Matthews to the fence, to the wall. It's out of here.
Oh, no.
Judson Freeze, have yourself a day. 2 doubles and a home run.
And the Rockingham County Cougars.
And that's
breaking ball
driven.
drilled deep into left field. In left center, way back and out of here. Hudson deals the real deal.
Capturing all the big hits, the web gems, and the pitching performances to remember for a lifetime. It's baseball action on RoCo Radio and RoCoRadio.com. We start with your RoCo Radio pregame show. Let's head down to the field and get you ready for first pitch as we bring you high school baseball action from across Rockingham County, right here on RoCo Radio.
Hello and welcome into Mike Dalton Field. We've got the McMichael Phoenix taking on the Rockingham County Cougars coming up. But first, it's the Rivers Plaza Kooler Ice pregame show. Rockingham County's premier location for exceptional small businesses is Rivers Plaza, located at 307 West Meadow Road in Eden. Visit the wonderful small businesses there today. Rivers Plaza, your premier source for small business services. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that is ready when you are? Kooler Ice is countywide. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan, 6734 NC 135 across from Walmart. Visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Schul's Home, 1635 Freeway Drive in Reedsville. And for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Penrose Car Wash in Reedsville, located at 1509 South Scale Street, or 2 Rivers Plaza in Eden at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice. Great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations. 16 pounds, 32 pounds, premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. Got Jonathan Hatley here with me. Hatley, how you doing?
Doing great. Looking forward to this county rivalry matchup. 2 solid teams set to take the field tonight, and I'm expecting a good ball game.
Looking forward to this one. Rockingham coming in hot with 15-game win streak. Let's talk about them some.
Well, Rockingham's been, like you said, hot all year, hitting .383 as a team. They've got a .501 on-base percentage as a team, so they're getting on base in some form or fashion half the time. And their pitching staff, they recently did an article in the News and Record about them, about their 4 main quote-unquote pitchers, Rumley, Revis, Behe, and Deal, just phenomenal. Coming into this game with a 1.82 ERA as a staff, and we're going to see Nick Rumley, the UNC commit, as the starter for the Rockingham County Cougars tonight with a 1.75 ERA, 4-1 record, struck out 49 on the season so far. So,
what do you think Rockingham needs to see from Nick Rumley for them to get the victory?
I think he needs to get a lot of first pitch strikes, get the hitters down early. Sometimes he struggles early with his placement every once in a while. And if he can get them across early and often, he's going to be very tough to hit.
Rockingham coming into this one with a 15-game win streak, 16-1 overall, 12-0 in the conference, and they are 7-1 on the road. They are at Mike Dalton Field tonight, which isn't their usual spot in Wentworth. But they still have a fantastic record on the road. Their last loss was their only loss of the season. They lost to a 4A team, Millbrook, 12-5. Their least amount scored in games that, not counting Millbrook, we're throwing that game out. In all of their wins, their least amount of runs scored is 7. The most amount of runs they've allowed is 6.
Yeah, you're talking about a team that has they've scored 209 runs over 17 games. They have allowed 38 runs over 17 games, so just a little over 2 runs allowed a game. And just doing a little bit of quick math, 12-plus runs a game, just insane.
Not counting the Millbrook game, in all of their wins, they win by an average of 14 runs per game, which is just otherworldly. So They are consistently blowing teams out.
Yeah, they're an extremely tough team. They hit the ball well. They're patient at the plate, solid on the mound, and they've got an outfield that hasn't made an error all year.
And that's crazy, especially at the high school level.
Yeah, and only 17 errors in 17 games over the course of the season. So, just a phenomenal defensive team, great bunch of hitters. They play all-around baseball. Everybody contributes, and they're a tough team. I expect them, when they get to the playoffs, to punch some tickets for some teams to go on home.
And speaking of the Rockingham County Cougars, who better to talk to about the Rockingham County Cougars than the head coach, Zach Apple? We caught up with him earlier today. I'm Jay Ramey of RoCo Radio here on the 2 Rivers Plaza Kooler Ice pregame show with the head coach of the Rockingham County Cougars, Zach Apple. Coach Apple, if I told you prior to the season that you would start this season 16-1, what would you say?
I would have said it was something that was talked about with our guys and something that they expected and something that they wanted to try to attain. But, at the same time, we're a game at a time kind of school and squad, and we wouldn't have tried to look that far ahead, but the expectation was to compete, try to win everything that we could.
What do you think the number one reason is behind this 15-game winning streak?
A lot of credit to our kids. They're the ones on the field getting the job done. They work together so well. A lot of fight in them. Even in games that aren't so pretty one way or another, they're guys that sit there and they're grinders. They're a team that takes good at bats. On the pitching side, we get ahead. We take care of the ball pretty much defensively, and they do a lot of the little things right and just let the big things fall where they may.
How do you continue that streak tonight?
Just continuing to play good team baseball. Had some good things at the plate last night that we talked about wanting to continue into today. Obviously, we've got a couple of our horses rested as far as arms and some guys that give us a competitive chance every time they toe the rubber. And so we're going to go as they go, and the bats take us, and we'll see where it falls at the end of the 7th.
Coach Apple, who's going to be pitching tonight for the Cougars?
Nick Rumley will have the start. Like I said, we've got a few arms that are ready. Got 2 good outings last night out of Gavin Goots and Carter Matthews, so it kept the bullpen well rested. So you've got a lot of guys that you've seen frequently this year that'll be ready to roll if need be.
And what's the number one thing you want to see out of Nick Rumley as he starts tonight?
Just starting ahead of guys. We talk a lot about trying to create contact within 3 pitches and just have short at-bats, trying to have 15 or less pitch innings. And the more we do that, the longer we go into the game, and anything that we can do to keep our defensive active and force the pace of play works best for us.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. That was Coach Apple of the Rockingham County Cougars on the Two Rivers Plaza Kooler Ice pregame show.
Yeah, Rumley's going to have his work cut out for him tonight. He's facing a McMichael Phoenix team that hits .340 as a team with a .470 on-base percentage. So they're getting on base 47% of the time. And the McMichael pitching staff will bring out starter, their ace, Eli Gann, 6-0 on the season with 34 strikeouts over the course of the season. He's only given up 30 hits and 14 runs. And this Phoenix pitching staff has given up 79 runs over 17 games. So what's that, around 4 runs a game or so? Just doing a little quick math in my head. And the Phoenix has scored 146 runs on the season in those 17 games. So around between 8 and 9 runs a game, I think. Just doing the math in my head. So the Phoenix know how to score. They play solid defense. They've been a little prone at times to making some untimely errors, and it's cost them a few ball games. And if they can clean that up tonight, I expect them to be able to give the Cougars a great matchup.
McMichael 12-5 on the season, 7-3 in conference matchups. This is a non-conference game, of course. But they're 9-2 at home as well. 2-game losing streak here at Mike Dalton.
Yeah, uncharacteristic of them. They dropped 2 tough losses, and in games that they were really in up until the end. They fought Moorhead all the way over here. They went over to Moorhead the following Friday, got the revenge game, and just had one bad inning versus the Western Alamance Warriors. Very easily, if they would have cleaned up that inning, could have won that game.
One thing you hate if you're McMichael about these non-conference games, McMichael's one of those teams that'll beat you the second time. They don't do as well the first time, but every time they've played a team in their conference not named North Forsyth or T.W. Andrews, who they beat handily, they lost the first game, and then they won the second game, their revenge game against those teams. This happened, 3 times now? And that Western Alamance first time they've seen a team. And this Rockingham game is going to be the first time they've seen Rockingham.
Yeah, and I can't really attribute that to them being poor starters or something like that, or not being familiar with the teams, especially with these county teams. They played these guys for years and years through youth ball, middle school, and now high school. So you can't really attribute it to that. Playing teams that you're not familiar with, you just got to play clean, and the chips fall where they fall. But if you play a clean game, you should be in it. And that was what cost them against Western Alamance, was they had just one bad inning and gave up a 10-run inning, and it's tough to beat anybody when you give up 10 runs in an inning.
Thanks again for joining us, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or RoCoRadio.com. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and go ahead and like and share. so that more people can listen in to Rockingham versus McMichael. So excited to cover that one tonight. Caught up with Coach Clark Erskine of the McMichael Phoenix earlier today. Let's see what he had to say about tonight's game. It's the Two Rivers Plaza Kooler Ice pregame show. I'm Jay Ramey of RoCo Radio here with the head coach of the McMichael Phoenix, Coach Clark Erskine. Coach Erskine had a few days off, not a lot, but haven't played since Friday. Do you think that's helpful for the team to get a little bit of a break?
Yeah, especially with that rain coming in that we had on, I think it's a foul ball. That rain we had on Monday, it was a gully washer, so like we didn't have a chance to do anything on the field. Like we hit a little bit, ran in the gym a little bit, and that was about it. So it's just nice to have a full day of practice yesterday. Now we couldn't get on the field; it was too wet, but at least we were able to get outside in the cages and such.
Rockingham's won about 15 games in a row. How do you take down a team like Rockingham, who's just been rolling all season long?
Zach would probably say the same thing. Throw strikes, play good defense, have tough quality at bats. It gives you a chance to at least get in the ball game against a good team like the Cougars.
How does this team compare to your preseason expectations?
Some things we've probably done a little better than I thought. And then there's been a couple of other things that, you're just sitting there thinking like, man, if we could have just cleaned that up a little bit, a month ago, we'd be in a different situation. But, man, I'm super happy with this team. Like, I've had some really, really fun and hard-working and talented teams. But, this one's up there. I've really enjoyed this group of kids. Their parents have done a really good job with them. Just fun personalities. They're a good mix of kids. Chemistry's been second to none. So, yeah, this has been a great group. But I knew it was going to be a good group, so I guess they've done a lot of what I thought they were going to do.
You listed a few qualities. What do you think would be the most unique one about this team as opposed to the many others that you've coached?
That's a good question. Maybe unique about this team is I've had two groups that really understood, like, managerial decisions are based off of X's and O's, not personalities. They're based off of probability, not based off of like or dislike. This group kind of seems to understand, like, changes in lineup, changes in batting order are literally just probability things for us. So this is a smart group too. So I've had a couple groups like that, but like this is a cool situation where they understand when you make changes, why you make them.
And lastly, Coach, who will be taking the mound tonight?
Eli Gann's going back-to-back. He went Friday, got his 5 days rest. I guess he only needed 4, but he got 5. So we're going to run him back out there. And like I told him today, just go as long as you can, as hard as you can. If that's 2, 3, 4 innings, so be it,
All right, thank you so much, Coach. That was Clark Erskine of the McMichael Phoenix on the Two Rivers Plaza Kooler Ice pregame show.
Well, you've heard from both coaches that, they both believe that if their teams can play clean, hit the ball, throw strikes, trust their defense to do their job, they've got a good shot here tonight. And I've got to agree with them, honestly. I've seen both teams play multiple times this season, been real impressed with both teams' level of play. The Cougars come into this when they're ranked number 8 in the 3A West RPI and 107th overall by Max Preps in the state. McMichael comes into this game ranked number 15 in the 2A West RPI and number 195 in the Max Preps overall North Carolina ranking. Not as close in the rankings as some of the matchups that we've seen. But, when these teams are on, they're both very, very good baseball teams, and they're capable of putting up a lot of runs, playing good defense. So, hopefully we see a good battle here tonight. Both teams are on their game.
Of the past 10 years, Rockingham has won 15 of the last 17 meetings by an average of 5 runs, but that number is kind of pumped up by those 2015 through 2017 years. Since 2018, though, they still have won 9 out of the 11 meetings Rockingham has by an average of 2.5 runs. So it's been a lot of close games between the two. Not a lot of big blowouts. Last year was 7-0 in favor of Rockingham, but before that, you see some 3-2s. a 2-0, another 2-0, another 3-2, a 4-3, a 5-4 that went 9 innings. One of the games went 8 innings. So, I mean, these teams battle it out. Rockingham just seems to get the edge in most of those games.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the story ever since, even since I was at McMichael. Rockingham's always got a good baseball program. They play tough. They're fundamentally sound. And you got to think one of the last years that I played baseball competitively was the year that Rockingham County won a state championship. So, you know, you got championship pedigrees from both schools. McMichael was a 2009 state champion, so they've got a more recent state championship than Rockingham. But, you know, both with championship pedigrees, solid teams, good coaching. It's all the makings of a great matchup for here tonight and for when they go into the same conference next season.
Speaking of conferences, let's look at these individual conference standings as they're looking right now. Over in the Mid-State 3A tonight, we'll see Southern Guilford, who is 11-6 overall, at Providence Grove, who is 7-6. That's non-conference. But then you're going to see Dudley at Northeast Guilford, Mid-State 3A action tonight at about 7 o'clock. Northeast Guilford is 9-1 on the season in the Mid-State 3A. That puts them in second place behind Rockingham at number 1, who is 12-0. Then in third, Southern Guilford, 7-3. And in fourth, the aforementioned Dudley Panthers. Coming in after that, though, kind of goes downhill. Atkins, 4-7. Eastern Guilford, 2-9. Ben L. Smith, 1-9. And High Point Central, 1-10. Over there in the Mid-State 3A, looks like Rockingham is going to sail to another title if things stay the same.
Yeah, the Mid-State 3A has not been a very strong baseball conference, with the exception of Rockingham County, for a few years now. And I think this change in conference next year is going to be a huge, huge positive for baseball. You know, it remains to be seen as far as basketball, as far as football. You know, they've got some teams coming in that are going to be new to the conference in Carver and Bartlett-Yancey. But, you know, you still see Reedsville, Rockingham, McMichael, Moorhead. They play Bartlett-Yancey still in some sports, especially baseball, softball, that kind of thing. So they're familiar with them a little bit. Carver's going to be the new kid on the block, so to speak, and we're keeping Walkertown in the conference. They've been real competitive in all the sports that we've covered. They were really competitive as a basketball team, had a decent football team, and they've split with Moorhead and McMichael in baseball. So, you know, solid team, solid sports programs there at Walkertown. I still would have preferred them to go the other direction with the conference and pulled in Stokes County. But, you know, having Walkertown and Carver in, you know, it's going to add a little wrinkle.
You know, you talk about Stokes and Walkertown. You know, it's kind of really tight at the top of the Mid-State 2A. The bottom three, T.W. Andrews 2-8, Reedsville 1-5, and North Forsyth 0-8. But when you get to that top four, it is very, very competitive. West Stokes 6-0. Will be exciting to see McMichael play them later this season. Walkertown 7-2. Walkertown won't be playing tonight. Then you've got Moorhead, who is 5-2 in the conference. They're in third place. Moorhead versus West Stokes tonight will be very entertaining to watch. And then you've got the McMichael Phoenix in the number 4 spot. So, say Moorhead loses tonight, West Stokes gets the win. McMichael climbs that ladder just a little bit.
Yeah, and West Stokes, I've seen them play once. I saw them take on Reedsville at Reedsville. That is as solid a baseball team as I've watched all season. I look forward to the matchup with McMichael. I would like to see them play a non-conference game against Rockingham just to kind of see where all three of those teams really are. we're going to get a good idea with Rockingham and McMichael tonight, seeing them take on each other. But that West Stokes team, they were really the only team that ran away with it against Reidsville. Reidsville, with a 1-5 conference record, they're better than their record.
Oh, yeah.
I will throw that out there, and I will stand by that. It was just a little mistake here and there that cost them a few games that they could have won. But they are better than their record. Mike Elrod has done a great job over there coaching in his first season. It's going to be interesting to see what he can build over there, and with bringing some new teams in the conference, that's going to. I think it's going to help him overall to some better finishes, because I think he's going to be competitive with Bartlett Yancey and with Carver. And, losing West Stokes out of the conference, that's a big-time competitor that, you were always at risk of taking a loss to in most sports. And, I'm not saying that we should be playing bad competition, but, the better you finish in conference, the better your playoff prospects look, because that's what they base it on, is that RPI record. And if you're finishing top 2 and 3 in your conference, your RPI is likely going to be enough for you to get into the playoffs.
Seen some conference action already take place today. McMichael softball. They got the big victory 7-3 over, I can't pronounce that, Charter Academy.
You worry.
Take your word for it. Rockingham, business as usual in softball, 16-0 win over Dudley to improve to 15-1. So a combined 2 losses between the softball and baseball team of Rockingham. Sounds about right. West Oaks versus Moorhead will be taking place in softball and baseball action, and Reidsville will be taking on North Forsyth in some mid-state 2A action tonight. Looking forward to getting this game underway. Thanks for joining us on the Two Rivers Plaza Kooler Ice pregame show. Happy to have you along.
Well, we've got some score updates in the comments on the Facebook page. So for those of you listening to us on YouTube, in baseball, Reidsville is up 16-0 over North Forsyth in the top of the 5th inning. Bethany Community School is up 13-1 over Oak Ridge Military Academy in the top of the 5th. And it looks like if that was a doubleheader, I'm not sure if that's softball, but Bethany Community School over Oak Ridge 19-0 previously. And West Stokes is currently leading 9-0 over the Moorhead Panthers.
Is that softball? 9-0?
Could be either one. I think both games were supposed to start at 6.
Max Pep said softball was already underway, so I'd assume it's the softball game, but I'm not sure.
Well, after seeing West Stokes play in baseball, no slight to Moorhead in this, but that score wouldn't surprise me on the baseball field, to be honest.
Yeah, but West Stokes is 9-3 overall in softball too, so they've got strong programs.
And they've beaten McMichael
lower level
twice,
Rockingham,
who is a very solid softball team. So their softball team and their baseball team both extremely good this season.
Rockingham County's premier location for exceptional small businesses is Two Rivers Plaza, located at 307 West Meadow Road in Eden. Visit the wonderful small businesses there today. Two Rivers Plaza, your premier source for small business services. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that is ready when you are? Kooler Ice is countywide. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan, 6734 NC 135 across from Walmart. Visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Schul's Home as well, 1635 Freeway Drive in Reidsville. And for all your ice and water needs, Penrose Car Wash in Reidsville carries it at 1509 South Scale Street, or at Two Rivers Plaza in Eden at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice, great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations, 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are.
Joe in the comments informed us that 9-0 lead for West Stokes over Moorhead is in the softball game. And also in softball, South Stokes leads Bethany Community School 6-5. Or that's a final, I'm not sure which.
It's Allen Webster night here at Mike Dalton Field. Allen Webster was drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 18th round after attending McMichael. Then he was traded to the Boston Red Sox. He was able to go up to the majors with them in 2013. They ended up winning the World Series that same year. After that, in 2014, late 2014, after the season, he was traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Then he was traded to the Pittsburgh Pirates, played in the minors there, went to the Rangers in the minors, Chicago Cubs, played in the minors there at first. Then he was able to make it to the majors with the Cubs, I believe, before finishing his career by signing a minor league deal with the Washington Nationals. So overall, played in the majors with the Red Sox, D-backs, and Chicago Cubs. An impressive career.
Yeah, and one of just a very few Rockingham County natives to have that honor of playing in the major leagues. I remember watching Allen when he was playing ball at the Madison Mayodan Recreation Department, and he was he was a solid player as a kid, real good kid too. And then he showed out when he got here to McMichael, got drafted, makes it to the majors, makes some major league starts. I remember watching his major league debut on TV. It was surreal to see a kid that you had seen grow up standing out there on a major league mound watching him on TV. It was amazing.
So it's nice to see them honoring him tonight over in the center field wall, right next to the sign that says Blue Collar Boys to the right. There's a jersey of his, kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but it's against the wall, that number 11.
Yeah, it's pinned up there to the wall, his number 11.
Is that a real jersey, or is it?
No, I think it's one of those wood placard deals.
I can't see. Go ahead and let us know what you think in the comments. It's kind of lively down there with Michael Mills, Joe Dexter, and Melita Hatley. You never know where the conversation's going to go, but you know it won't be baseball.
Hey, we went into baseball movies, baseball trivia last night. It was a fun time. David Woods is trying to start something between me and him, putting Let's Go Dash in the comments.
They're playing my Grasshoppers today, and
Yeah, I love the fact that they're in the same league now.
I don't know why he's acting like they're doing great. It's 1-1 right now. And, yesterday he was real happy about them until with 2 outs in the top of the 9th, the Grasshoppers down 1, somebody hit a double and brought 2 runners in, and the Grasshoppers took the victory. So I don't know what he's expecting.
Hey, I was listening to the Grasshoppers game on Saturday, listening to Andy Durham, and after the Grasshoppers went up 8-1, I was like, okay, this one's over.
Well, but they're kind of like the Rockingham County Cougars. They're the best. They just, they win by 14 runs a game. It's because they're in closer proximity to Rockingham County than the Winston-Salem Dash are. That's why. And Rockingham County has the best baseball. We've got all the best teams. So the closer a minor league team gets to Rockingham County,
the better they are.
Exactly.
It's like a talent by osmosis, that type of thing.
Yeah.
We had our most viewed baseball game last night.
That's
the
awesome.
doubleheader.
Spider on some of our equipment, so if you hear someone scream, it's Hatley.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Try to tell him to man up. He just won't.
Home with your McMichael Fighting Phoenix tonight.
We hand it over to Bob.
Cougars of Rockingham.
Bob Rodenbow, the PA announcer for the Phoenix.
And at this time, we're going to introduce tonight's rosters. First, for Rockingham, if you'll make your way out to the first base line as I call your name, please. Number 5, Carter Matthews. Number 8, Moro Garcia. Number 9, Gavin Goots. Number 18, Heinrich Yorkheim. Number 21, Alex Page. Leading off, playing second base, number 4, Nate Revis. Batting second, the left fielder, number 7, Brady Ross. Batting third, right fielder, number 17, Ethan Bognar. Batting fourth, first baseman, number 15, Hudson Deal. Batting fifth, center fielder, number 1, Luke Stripmatter. Batting sixth and pitching, number 3, Nick Rumley. Batting seventh, catcher, number 12, Gage Rakestraw. Batting eighth, third baseman, number 11, Cole Behe. And batting ninth, shortstop, number 13, Bryson Apple. Cougars head coach is Zach Apple. His assistants, Randy Apple and Austin Medina. And now to introduce your McMichael Fighting Phoenix baseball team. Number 9, Tyvon Dalton. Number 14, Peyton Goins. Number 18, Lucas Smith. Number 19, Aaron Compton. Leading off tonight, left fielder number 12, Easton Tillman. Batting second, catcher number 15, Jack Rogers. Batting third, first baseman number 7, Brady Dunn. Batting fourth, shortstop number 4, Grayson Shelton. Batting fifth, pitching tonight, number 8, Eli Gann. Batting sixth, center fielder, number 6, Colin Mitchell. Batting seventh, second baseman, number 10, Jackson Hall. Number 8 hitter, third baseman, number 11, Andrew Lovelace. Batting ninth, DH, number 5, Quentin Joyner. He's hitting for right fielder, number 2, Dax Akert. Phoenix head coach Clark Erskine, his assistants Josh Madison, Taylor Lugers, Sonny Gann, Hunter Folks, and Derek Webster. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask everyone to please rise, take off your hats, and salute the flag for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this year Phoenix Baseball is continuing their home night traditions by getting involvement before games. Tonight is a very special night for the baseball program, school, and community. Tonight we are honoring our Major League Baseball alumni, Alan Webster. Alan was raised by his parents, Todd and Tina Webster of Madison, North Carolina. He is married to Miss Lindsay Webster. Also in attendance tonight is his sister, Ashley Johnson, and her husband, Matt, along with his nephew and nieces, Luke, Carly, and Macy. Like many of our current players, Alan grew up hunting, fishing, and playing many sports here in our community. Webster played basketball and baseball here at McMichael. Alan currently owns and operates his own business, Ace Hardscapes, right here in Rockingham County. During his playing days, Alan was a dominant force on this diamond. Alan helped McMichael win 2 conference championships under Coach John Hall. He played shortstop and pitched 4 years for the Phoenix. Alan still holds the career and single-season ERA record for McMichael baseball. He also ranks in the top 10 in many categories, including strikeouts, wins, saves, and RBIs. In 2008, upon graduation from McMichael, Alan was drafted in the 18th round by the Los Angeles Dodgers as a pitcher. He played professionally for the Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Cubs, Nationals, Rangers, and Red Sox, as well as the Samsung Lions of the Korean Baseball League. He earned numerous honors throughout his professional career on the mound. Alan made his major league debut for the Boston Red Sox on April 21st, 2013. To start the second game of a doubleheader with many folks from Rockingham County in attendance at Fenway. Tonight we celebrate Alan Webster. Tonight we celebrate his family, his former coaches, and teammates. Tonight we also celebrate the standard and dream that Alan has established for all of us. Alan, because of you, little boys and girls dream, and dream big. You are living proof that good things happen to good people. You are proof that a small-town, blue-collar upbringing can make dreams come true. We are proud you are a blue-collar boy and are thankful for you and the entire Webster family. We hope you will continue to be a proud fighting Phoenix. We want to permanently recognize Alan. He is the first and only McMichael baseball player to play in the major leagues. So tonight we will honor him by hanging his number 11 honorary jersey on the outfield fence. McMichael players will continue to wear number 11 to honor him each night we take the field. Each night we can look and remember the dream that Allen helped to keep alive for us. Tonight Allen will be throwing out our first pitch. So on 3, let's see what you got, Pro. 1, 2, 3. Steer right. Thank you, Allen.
All right, Hatley, what's your thoughts as someone who grew up with him?
Well, not exactly grew up with him.
Grew up in proximity to him.
Yeah.
You saw,
I saw him come through. I saw him come through the rec programs and through the high school program. He was always a solid ball player. Bob described him great. Just a great all around kid. Was a good ball player. Solid, good integrity. Always worked hard, and he's proof that if you come from a small town background, you work hard towards that dream, you can achieve it.
McMichael players getting a picture with him over there near their dugout. High school baseball here at Mike Dalton Field coming up very soon. Thank you guys so much for joining us, whether you're on RoCoRadio.com, YouTube, or Facebook, as we get ready for the first pitch. Eli Gann will be taking the mound once again for your Fighting
Ladies
Phoenix.
and gentlemen, your 2025 Blue Collar Boys.
Gann warms up as McMichael, wearing that pinstripe Columbia blue uniform, white jerseys, Columbia blue pinstripes, Phoenix written across the chest with yellow outlines of that, and their number below the name of the Phoenix across the chest and on the back of their jerseys. Wearing the white caps with the Collins Old English blue M on them and the blue bill to the cap.
And around the horn for the Phoenix, at first base, Brady Dunn. Second base, Jackson Hall. Shortstop, Grayson Shelton. Third base, Andrew Lovelace. Left field, Easton Tillman. Center field, Colin Mitchell. And right field, Dax Accord. And the battery will consist of catcher Jack Rogers and starting pitcher Eli Gann. 6-0 record, 34 strikeouts on the season. Excuse me.
Be interesting to see what happens here tonight when he plays arguably the best team he'll face all season.
Leading off for the Cougars.
Nate Revis will lead off. Gann.
Rockingham County leadoff hitter Nate Revis comes into this game hitting .379.
Revis, the right-hander, takes the first one a little bit outside, but it's a called strike. 0-1 count. 0-0 ball game as we just start things off. Nate Revis leading things off for the Rockingham County Cougars. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside, swung on and missed for an 0-2 count quickly. Gann steps back on. Breaking ball, swung on, sent to short. Bryson Apple makes the throw, but it's too late. Nate Revis, the second baseman, makes it there in time for the leadoff single.
Now batting number 7, Brady Ross.
Brady Ross comes up to the plate with Nate Revis on first base. A 0-0 ball game and no outs in the top half of the first inning as Rockingham County takes on the McMichael Phoenix here at Mike Dalton Field.
Ross, a .444 hitter.
That one is nailed out there into left field. It'll drop right in front of Easton Tillman, excuse me.
Next up,
and results in runners on first and second. So Brady Ross is on first, Nate Revis on second, and coming to the plate is Ethan Bognar.
Bognar comes into this one hitting .490.
Bognar takes that first one. It bounces past, and heading to third base and second base respectively is Nate Revis and Brady Ross after it gets past Jack Rogers. So 2 runners in scoring position early. 0-0 ball game, but that could all change very soon as Ethan Bognar steps into the right-handed batter's box.
Bognar has 15 RBIs on the season so far.
That one is outside. Rogers makes the grab and tosses it back to his pitcher. 2-0 count. Third pitch of the at-bat. Delivered. That one is sent to short, and it gets through. So that will score Nate Revis, and coming in for the second run, that'll come in as well. So a 2 RBI single by Ethan Bognar brings in Nate Revis and Brady Ross. Still no outs for the Rockingham County Cougars as Hudson Deal comes up to the plate with Bognar on first.
Deal comes into this game hitting .545, has 3 home runs on the season. Leads the Rockingham County Cougars in batting average and home runs.
Deal takes the first one just a bit high for a 1-0 count. Sun beginning to set as Gann gets ready. Takes that one high. He's going to swing on it and foul it back for a 1-1 count.
Please return balls fouled out of play back to the third base dugout. Thank you.
The pitch down the middle, swung on to third base and through the gap. That'll result in another single. So 4 singles in a row. Hudson Deal just keeping the trend going after Nate Revis, Brady Ross, and Ethan Bognar started it. That'll put Bognar on second, Deal on first, and Luke Stripmatter will come up to the plate. Takes a practice swing before stepping in to the right-handed batter's box.
Stripmatter, a .273 hitter, and has 8 RBIs on the season.
The pitch, outside, 1-0 count. 2-0 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars over the McMichael Fighting Phoenix. Here's the pitch, outside, runner's going to go for third. It is past the third baseman, and heading for home is Ethan Bognar with the score. And gliding into third base is Hudson Deal. 3-0 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars early. As Luke Stripmatter steps back in. The pitch. Nailed out to right field, or out of play in first base, and it just pops right out of the glove of Brady Dunn.
So Stripmatter gets new life there after that one's mishandled by Dunn.
Yeah, just crazy. .3-0 ball game as that one is sent through, popped down by Andrew Lovelace, but it will still result in a base hit. So heading into home is Hudson Deal for run scored number 4 of the night for the Cougars. Nick Rumbley comes up to the plate. Still no outs in the top half of the first for the Rockingham County Cougars. As the UNC commit comes up to the plate and a meeting on the mound takes place between Eli Gann, his infielders, and Coach Clark Erskine.
Rumley's hitting .341 on the season. Has 16 RBIs.
Gann's first pitch of the at-bat is drilled into center field on his horse, and the grab is made by Colin Mitchell. So Rumbley is the first out of the night for the Rockingham County Cougars. Still a 4-0 lead for them as Gage Rakestraw, the number 7 batter, comes up to the plate.
Rakestraw, a 444 hitter with 11 RBIs.
Steps into the box. Runner on first. Second and third are empty. 4-0 lead for the Cougars as that breaking ball is inside for a strike. Looking. Second pitch. Another strike looking. Whatever they said in that meeting on the mound worked.
Yeah, he just nipped the outside corner with that fastball right at the belt.
0-2 count. Third pitch of the at-bat. Here's Gann. Steps off. Takes his time as Rakestraw stays in the right-handed batter's box confidently.
He didn't like that lead that Stripmatter had. He's got 12 stolen bases on the season.
Right down the middle, popped into shallow right. It'll drop and die on the field for the base hit. Rounding second, heading for third is Stripmatter, and Stripmatter will get in to that corner standing up. So runners on the corners for the Rockingham County Cougars. Still a 4-0 lead after Luke Stripmatter goes down 0-2 in the at-bat. But gets it to drop in shallow right. Coming in for him to run is number 9. I don't know who that is.
Gavin Goots, courtesy runner for Rakestraw.
It was Gavin Goots. I knew it the whole time. So Goots takes Stripmatter's place on first. Or no, Goots takes Rakestraw's place on first.
And Behe's the hitter, hitting .294.
Behe puts it into the third baseman's glove, makes the play across the diamond. You're going to like that as a sacrifice because it scores the run. Luke Stripmatter heads home.
Next up, number 13, Bryson Apple.
So Cole Behe heads back to the dugout, but it was worth it.
And Apple, the shortstop, hitting .353, will be the 9th batter of the inning with a runner in scoring position.
Outside for a strike. Second pitch. Swings right down the middle and missed. Apple, the shortstop tonight, steps back in. 2 outs, 5-0 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars. Runner on second. Apple drills that one into deep right field, and tracking back towards the wall is Dax Acord making the grab. They make it through all 9 batters at the end, or at the middle of the first inning. It's a 5-0 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars. Due up for the McMichael Phoenix, we'll be seeing Easton Tillman, Jack Rogers, and Brady Dunn. Rockingham County's premier location for exceptional small businesses is Two Rivers Plaza, located at 307 West Meadow Road in Eden. Visit the wonderful small businesses there today. Two Rivers Plaza, your premier source for small business services.
Well, the Rockingham County Cougars picked up 5 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, left a man on. Around the horn for the Cougars, Hudson Deal will be the first baseman, Nate Revis at second, Bryson Apple at short, Cole Behe at third, left fielder Brady Ross, center fielder Luke Stripmatter, right fielder Ethan Bognar, and the battery catcher Gage Rakestraw, and starting pitcher UNC commit Nick Rumley. Rumley comes into this one with a 4-1 record, 49 strikeouts on the season and a 1.75 ERA with a 140 batting average against.
Tillman going to lead things off for the McMichael Phoenix. Just doing fantastic numbers, leads the team in average runs, doubles, and probably some other stats we don't know about. .5-0 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars as McMichael tries to get some of that back in the bottom half of inning number 1 here at Mike Dalton Field.
Easton Tillman.
Leadoff hitter for the Phoenix, Easton Tillman, hitting .483 coming into this game.
Open stance for the left-handed batter. First pitch, cuts that one, bounces over the mound. He's going to try to outrun it, but he can't get there in time. Nice play made by Nate Revis, the second baseman, over to first. 4-3 connection between Revis and Deal sends Tillman back to his dugout.
Now batting number 15, Jack Rogers.
Rogers comes into this one hitting .342 and has a .569 on base percentage.
Incredible. He's got the highest OBP on the team as he swings on that fastball right down the middle, sends it to center, and Luke Stripmatter makes the grab. So Brady Dunn comes up to the plate, 2 pitches into the inning, and 2 outs into the inning as well.
Dunn, a .413 hitter on the season.
Coming to the plate for the Phoenix, number 7, Brady Dunn.
Dunn steps in. It's been 2 pitches, right?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
2 pitches, 2 outs.
Here he goes. Wow, he decided to throw a strike. He must not really have wanted the 3-pitch inning.
I mean, it was dead down the inside corner.
Said,
Rogers was just being patient up there looking for another pitch.
He said, I've been waiting for this all day. I'm not going to get off the mound after 3 pitches. It's just not going to happen. That one's outside. 1-1 count. 1-1 count. Rockingham County up 5-0 over the McMichael Phoenix. 2 outs in the bottom of the first as that one is slammed into deep left, and it'll drop a few feet in front of the warning track, going for 2, and he makes it in there standing up. Nice job there by Brady Dunn, stopping the bleeding and keeping the inning alive simultaneously with the double. Grayson Shelton will come up to the plate next, here with 2 outs and a 5-0 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars.
Now batting number 4, Grayson Shelton.
Shelton, a .346 hitter. Also leads the Phoenix in RBIs with 20. First pitch was ball 1, up and in.
Second pitch, fouls that one off. 1-1 count.
Return balls fouled out of play, back to the home dugout. Thank you.
As Rumbley walks back to the mound. The pitch sends that one through. Rumbley tried to get it, wasn't able to hold on to it. Rounding third, heading for home. No, he's not. Trips up, and he will stay at third. Erskine holds him back, but that's a double registered for Grayson Shelton as Dunn heads to third base. So now 2 runners in scoring position as Eli Gann, the pitcher, will come up to the plate for the McMichael Phoenix.
McMichael, number 8, Eli Gann.
Well, Erskine was waving done on, and he tripped over the bag, had to stay put. Tough break there for the Phoenix. Probably could have gotten one run back here.
Here's Gann.
Help his cause.
Takes the first one high for a 1-0 count. 5-0 ball game in favor of the Cougars. McMichael trying to make up those runs with Brady Dunn on third base, Grayson Shelton on second, and Eli Gann at the plate. Here's the pitch. Sends that one out there to right field, and it'll drop over the head of Ethan Bognar. That scores 1 run. That scores 2, and it is now a 5-2 game, still in favor of the Cougars. But McMichael storming back. The first 2 pitches of the bottom of the first inning were immediate outs. But then Brady Dunn with a double, Grayson Shelton with a double, and Eli Gann with a 2 RBI single. Things looking good for the Phoenix.
Colin Mitchell will be the hitter, hitting .341 on the season.
Coming to bat, number 6, Colin Mitchell.
Mitchell steps in. Takes the first one for a strike. 0-1 count.
Belt high right across the outer third of the plate.
Rumbley doesn't look at Gann. He just delivers a strike. 0-2 count now for Colin Mitchell. 5-2 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars over the McMichael Phoenix here in the bottom half of the first inning. 0-2 count and 2 down at Mike Dalton Field. Sun mostly down as Rumbley delivers the third pitch. That's a breaking ball right into the glove of Rumbley. He's going to jog over to his first baseman and make the out, tossing it to Hudson Deal as we head to inning number 2, not before. The McMichael Phoenix tacked on 2 runs. Brady Dunn and Grayson Shelton, beneficiaries of Eli Gann's single. 5-2 ball game now. Leading things off for the Cougars is the same exact one we had in the first inning as they made it through all 9 batters in the first. It'll be Nate Revis, then actually no, they made it through 8 batters. Bryson Apple will be starting it off. Then it'll be Nate Revis, then Brady Ross. Wait, no,
Apple flew out to end the inning. It will be the top of the order.
I'll switch it up 2 more times, okay? Stop. I'm going to do it. I quit.
Well, Rumley retired the Phoenix on 13 pitches, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, and the Phoenix left 1 on.
He gave up 2 runs, and it only took him 13 pitches. So, I mean, that's weird.
Well, I mean, McMichael was trying to jump on him early in counts. You know, the first 2 hitters swinging on the first pitch. Tillman hit a good ground ball up the middle and a diving stop by Bryson Apple in the throw to get him out. And Jack Rogers hit a solid fly ball to center. The Phoenix making good contact. Both teams hitting the ball pretty well here to start. 8 hits in the game already between the 2 teams. And both teams trotted out their ace pitchers, really. So, this is the kind of matchup that we were wanting to see tonight.
Leading off, number 4, Nate Revis.
Nate Revis leads off, Brady Ross after him, then Ethan Bognar. They all scored runs in the first inning.
Revis reached base on an error by the shortstop in his first at bat.
Here's the pitch. Breaking ball popped up into shallow right foul territory. No, it's at fair. Just misjudged. And Acord will throw it back into play for the single by Revis.
Well, Acord was playing so far back in that bloop to where the first baseman, Brady Dunn, couldn't get back to it. and it was right on the line. He just couldn't cover that much ground that quickly.
So beautiful placement if you're
Yeah,
Revis.
bloop single for Revis. You know, any hit that's in is a good hit.
Brady Ross takes that one high and outside. Takes a practice swing, steps back in. Fouls that one off for a 1-1 count. Nate Revis over on first base.
Play back to the third base dugout.
5-2 ball game, regardless of what the scoreboard says. Just trust us. Trust us. Swings on that inside fastball.
Somebody got a little button happy.
The only button that makes me happy is when I mute you. I'm just kidding. Pitch one down the middle. I'm going to swing, Hatley. Breaking ball. Going down is Revis. And
Got
he is
him.
out. Got him over at second. Fantastic play right there by Jackson Hall. Hall with the grab. Nate Revis just didn't go fast enough. And he will head back to the dugout. So 1 out for the Rockingham County Cougars. 5-2 ball game.
Great throw down by Rogers. Good handles by Jackson Hall.
That pitch is fouled. Hit the grass, went flying to the dugout.
Manager Clark Erskine fields it, throws it back in again on a rope.
2-2 count, 1 down. Here's the pitch. Nobody on base. That one is swung on high. Somebody's going to get to it. Dax Acord calls off Jackson Hall in shallow right and makes the grab. So 2 down very quickly. McMichael doing well in the top of the second inning. It is 5-2 still in favor of the Rockingham County Cougars as Ethan Bognar heads up to the plate.
Yeah, good communication between Acord and Hall on that play. Bognar singled up the middle in his first at bat.
Oh, put some heat behind that one for strike 1. Bognar, number 17, steps back in, taps the plate, whirls his bat around, puts it on his shoulder, and gets ready to swing. He's going to cut on that one, right to the third baseman, and trying to complete the 5-3, pulls him off the bag. He is safe.
I think he had it beat.
Nice job outrunning it. Andrew Lovelace tried to get Brady Dunn's glove in time.
Now batting number 15, Hudson Deal.
So Bognar is on first base as Hudson Deal comes up to the plate.
Deal hit a grounder between short and third for a single in his first at bat.
2 outs. He pops that one up into center field on the run, and he makes the grab. So Colin Mitchell helps make this a quick inning. We head to the bottom half of inning number 2. Still 5-2 in favor of the Rockingham County Cougars, but a very effective inning by the McMichael Phoenix.
I'd like to thank these sponsors for their support of this year's Phoenix baseball team. Good Smiles, Keith Lovelace Roofing, Carrollwood Farms, Vaughn Motors Incorporated, Piedmont Loan and Land Management, Shock and All Construction.
Well, Rockingham County Cougars picked up no runs on 2 hits, no errors, left a man on, and Eli Gann, pitcher for the Phoenix, retired the Cougars in 10 pitches that inning.
Rogers family in honor of Jack Rogers.
Brings his pitch count up to 32 for the game.
Once Child's Voice, Jeff Mitchell's Home Improvement, Genesis Aviation, Bruce's Elite Auto.
Thanks for joining us, whether you're on RoCoRadio.com, YouTube, or Facebook. We are so happy to have you along for our high school baseball county rivalry action.
Cardwell family.
You know, these players probably grew up playing baseball together in some capacity or playing against each other, but they know each other very well.
Yeah, these kids at the very minimum have been facing each other since middle school. A lot of them probably played travel ball with or against each other as kids.
And probably, I mean, they might just know each other from the fact that we are in a small county. So
When you got a county
random
that's got
people.
less than 100,000 people in it, and
You're going to know random ones.
I mean, they've seen each other on the football field, on the basketball court. You got so many multi-sport athletes in this county.
Oh, it's ridiculous. In a good way, though. I mean, you love to see it. Different sports make you better at different things.
Oh, yeah, it benefits you in your other sports to play these other sports, improves your hand-eye coordination, your strength, your conditioning.
Leading off for the Phoenix, number 10, Jackson Hall.
So Jackson Hall will step in. 5 runs for the Rockingham County Cougars, 2 runs for the McMichael Phoenix. Nobody on base as we start the bottom of the second. First pitch is in the zone. He didn't swing for an 0-1.
Hall comes into this one hitting 275. And a good breaking ball by Rumley puts him down 0-1.
Second pitch, breaking ball. He'll send it to short, trying to complete the 6-3, and he does. Nice job there.
What a throw.
Bryson Apple with a dart to Hudson Deal. Andrew Lovelace will come up to the plate.
Now batting, number 11, Andrew Lovelace.
Lovelace is a 250 hitter on the season.
Lovelace. Third baseman tonight will foul that one off. Bouncing in the dirt and over toward McMichael's dugout. Takes some practice swings outside the batter's box. Taps the plate 3 times. Nobody on base. 1 out and a 5-2 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars. Here's the pitch. That one is in the dirt. Nice stop there. Fantastic stop there by Gage Rakestraw.
And I talked a little bit about Rakestraw last night. He does a phenomenal job of handling this Cougar pitching staff.
There's the pitch. Breaking ball. In the zone for a strike. 1-2 count now. Taking a practice swing is Lovelace. Lovelace steps back in. Right down the middle. No, it wasn't. 2-2.
And missed on the outside a little bit there. Was tailing back, though. You see that upper 80s fastball with that movement from out to in on a right-hander. That's just scary.
Swings and misses. Foul tip into the glove. So now Quentin Joyner will come up, the designated hitter tonight for Dax Acord, who's in right field.
Now batting, number 5, Quentin Joyner.
Joyner comes into this one hitting 188.
5-2. Rockingham County Cougars with the lead in the bottom half of the second inning. 2 outs. And here's Joyner, the 9-hole designated hitter, who's going to take the first one high for a 1-0 count. Second pitch. Bounces in the dirt for a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch for a strike. 2-1 count.
Just, that's nearly impossible to hit. Buried down at the knees on the inside corner.
Joyner swings and misses for the 2-2. Time called by someone, not sure who.
I think Joyner wanted time there.
Here he goes. Right-handed batter's box, 2-2 count, and a 5-2 lead for Rockingham. Thought about it, and the strikeout freezes him. We head to inning number 3 5-2 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that is ready when you are? Kooler Ice is county-wide. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan, 6734 NC 135 across from Walmart. Visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Schulzholm, 1635 Freeway Drive in Reedsville. And for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Penrose Car Wash in Reedsville at 1509 South Scale Street, or Two Rivers Plaza in Eden, located at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice. Great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations, 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are.
Nick Rumley for the Cougars retires the Phoenix 1-2-3 on 12 pitches, records his first and second strikeouts of the game on the second and third outs of the inning, brings his strikeout total for the season up to 51. Cougars will come up with Luke Strittmatter, Nick Rumley, and Gage Rakestraw in the top half of the third.
Leading off for the Cougars, number 1, Luke Strittmatter.
Strittmatter will be the leadoff hitter, 1-1 today.
First pitch shows bunt. Something happened. I couldn't,
Got past him, hit the mitt, and bounced off.
Baseball just really gives me these moments where I feel like my brain glitches out at the worst moment ever, and then, what has happened? Good thing we've got Hatley here. A 1 count. That one bounces for a 1-1. Third pitch of the at-bat is down the middle for a strike. Strittmatter looked at it.
Good pitch there at the knees.
That one inside at the ankles for a 2-2 count. Nobody down, 5-2 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars over the McMichael Fighting Phoenix here at Mike Dalton Field. Swing and a miss. That's a K, and it'll bring up Nick Rumley. 5-2 lead still for the Rockingham County Cougars over the McMichael Fighting Phoenix.
Rumley flew out to center in his first at bat, 0-1 today. And Gann just recorded his first strikeout of the game, 35th of the season.
Here's Rumley. Right-handed batter's box. Slightly closed stance as that one is way outside for a 1-0 count. Thanks for joining us, whether you're on RoCoRadio.com, YouTube, or Facebook. Happy to have you along as Rumley shows bunt. Crazy breaking ball.
That was a nasty, nasty pitch.
I don't know how else to describe it.
It just fell off the table.
1-1 count. Another
there was
severe
again.
Breaking ball for a strike, 1-2. And a pitcher's count now for Gann. Nobody on base, 5-2 lead for the Cougars with 1 down in the top half of inning number 3.
And the Cougar faithful here making their displeasure known, thought that one was low.
Rumley decides not to swing as that one as it bounces into the glove of Jack Rogers. 2-2 even count now. Still nobody on base for the Cougars. Cougars trying to extend their 15-game winning streak here tonight at the expense of McMichael as he fouls that one off.
Please return balls fouled out of play back to the third base dugout. Thank you.
2-2. The pitch. Swings on that one. It goes to third, making the grab, making the throw, and he gets it in the glove of Brady Dunn.
Great
nice job
pick
there
by Brady
Andrew.
Dunn there.
Nice job there, too, by Andrew Lovelace. He tried to, bad communication because Grayson Shelton was still going for it, but Lovelace making the grab and making the throw without the two colliding to make it 2 outs.
And that's the right play on that with the third baseman moving to his left. His momentum's going to carry him toward first with the throw, so if he can get to that ball, it's his ball.
Fouls that one back into the net. Rockingham County Cougars up 5-2.
Gage Rakestraw, 1-1 tonight, had a single blooped over the first baseman's head.
Takes that one outside for a strike. Painted that corner to make it 0-2. Now Gann is 1 strike away from sending this to the middle of the third. Punches him out. He is not happy about that one. So after the top half of the third inning comes to a close, some nice pitching there by Eli Gann and some good infield work by the McMichael Phoenix. We head to the bottom half of the third inning. 2 runs for McMichael, 5 runs for the Rockingham County Cougars. Rockingham County's premier location for exceptional small businesses is 2 Rivers Plaza, located at 307 West Meadow Road in Eden. Visit the wonderful small businesses there today. 2 Rivers Plaza, your premier source for small business services.
So the trivia question, Alan Webster, tonight's honored guest, played with and pitched against future Hall of Famer Miguel Cabrera, as well as a ton of other talented big leaguers. Miguel Cabrera said that Webster had one of the best pitches he'd ever seen.
So Michael's staying in this, showing some fight.
Did Cabrera hope to avoid when facing Allen? First person to come up here with a correct answer gets a prize.
Why'd you do that?
Which pitch from Alan Webster
I'm listening to the trivia question.
to avoid facing?
I think it was his splitter.
Thank you guys for joining us. No matter what platform you're using, please leave a comment, like this, share this. As we bring you Rockingham County versus McMichael Phoenix. 5 runs for Rockingham, 2 runs for McMichael right now.
Pitch that Miguel Cabrera did not want to face was his changeup.
Oh, the change.
Coming up to the plate is Easton Tillman, the leadoff hitter, as we enter the bottom half of the third.
Leading off for the Phoenix, number 12, Easton Tillman.
Tillman 0-1 tonight. Grounded out to the shortstop in his first at bat on the first pitch of the game.
Open stance. Shows bunt, pulls it back for a 1-0 count. Tillman taps the plate and steps back in. Bases empty. Bottom half of the third. 5-2 lead for Rockingham and no outs as Tillman leads it off way inside at the waist for a 2-0 count now. Way outside on the other side of the plate for a 3-0 count. That one was in the right-handed batter's box as Tillman steps back in and holds an open stance. There's the pitch for a strike. 3-1 count. Still hasn't swung at anything in this at bat.
You're not going to find too many guys that they'll green light on a 3-0 count.
3-1 count now. Swing and a miss. 3-2. That loads up the count. 5-2 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars as Tillman steps back in. Nobody on base, no outs. And the payoff pitch going to be on its way from the UNC Chapel Hill commit in Nick Rumbley. Way outside. He will jog to first base. So runner on first now as Jack Rogers comes to the plate.
Rogers.
And we've made it all the way to the bottom of the third. That was the first base on balls issued tonight by either pitcher. Rogers flew out to center in his first at bat, 0 of 1 tonight.
Showing bunt is Jack Rogers. Pulls it back in time as that one's at the letters and inside for a 1-0 count. Still runner on first. 5-2 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars in the bottom of the third here in Madison. Second pitch. Fouled back. 1-1 count. Umpire has some words with Nick Rumbley. Do you know what that exchange was for?
Not a clue. I'd love to be able to mic up some of these umpires to hear some of these interactions.
I feel like that's probably not allowed by the NCHSAA. There's the pitch. That one's high. Bounces out of his glove as the runner goes. So Easton Tillman will get down free as Gage Rakestraw had it pop out of his glove. Jack Rogers now has a runner in scoring position and a hitter's count. Down 2-5 here at McMichael to the Rockingham County Cougars. They're cross-county rivals.
And Rogers has 7 RBIs on the season.
Joe Dexter in the comments telling us that Reedsville threw a combined no-hitter against North Forsyth 17-0.
Well, that's a big win for the Rams. They needed one.
Here's Rumbley. Showing bunt. Unsuccessful. Missed the bat for Jack Rogers. That'll even up the count at 2-2 with a runner on second. Down 3 runs are the McMichael Phoenix with no outs in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch. That one inside, and it struck him out. So heading up to the plate with 1 down now and a runner in scoring position down by 3 runs is Brady Dunn.
Coming to the plate, number 7, Brady Dunn.
Brady Dunn in his first at bat ripped a single or a double down the left field line and later scored 1 of 1 tonight.
Tillman getting a big lead on second, messing with Rumbley as he delivers a vicious breaking ball. Ton of movement behind that in the zone for no 1 count. Tillman acts like he's going to go and then walks back to the base. Rumbley looks back at him. Trying to keep Tillman honest. The pitch swung on right to third base, but it bounces off of him. That was Cole Behe. So getting into third easily is Easton Tillman. So now Easton Tillman on third, Brady Dunn on first, and Grayson Shelton will come up to the plate. Runners on the corners for him.
Coming to the plate
of the McMichael Phoenix,
number
bottom of the
4,
third.
Grayson Shelton.
And it's a 5-2 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars, trying to cut into it right now.
Shelton singled up the middle in his first appearance tonight, 1 of 1. Leads the Phoenix in RBIs with 20 on the season and has a runner at third. And over in Eden,
first one pulled back, bunt attempt, but into the glove and popped out for an 0-1 count.
Over in Eden at Tommy Woods Field, Moorhead is down 1-0 to the West Stokes Wildcats in the top of the 4th inning. So a tight one over there.
Rumbley steps back on. That one just outside. 1-1 count.
Looked like it cut right around the outside of the plate. Good pitch there from Rumbley.
5-2. Rockingham County leads. McMichael, though, has runners on the corners. As that one is drilled out into right center, that will score 1 run. Rounding second, heading for third is one of the runners. He's going to round third and head for home. I believe it's Brady Dunn, and he is going to get in there to cut this to a 1-run deficit. Easton Tillman and Brady Dunn score off of the massive shot to right center by Grayson Shelton. It is now just a 1-run deficit.
Coming to the plate.
And this Rockingham team is winning their games by an average of 14 runs, so they are staying in this fight. Bottom of the third.
Yeah, great 2 RBI gapper there for the double for Grayson Shelton. That's going to bring up Eli Gann, who has a single and 2 RBIs on the game.
And this is the point where you start to worry about being battle-tested or not if you're Rockingham, because they've won most of their games by a wide, wide margin. First one outside for a 1-0 count. Gann with an even stance in the right-handed batter's box. Rumbley checks up on Shelton at second.
He's doing a little dancing out there trying to get in Rumley's head.
Same thing Tillman was doing. Here's the pitch. Inside, cut on, and fouled back down the third baseline and to the dugout of McMichael. Rumbley looks back at Shelton multiple times, then delivers way high for a 2-1 count. And McMichael's dugout starting to get into this. I believe Shelton's double really injected some new life into them as they're down just 1 run in the bottom of the third. 5 runs for Rockingham, but 4 runs for McMichael. Shelton on second, 1 down, and Eli Gann at the plate. Hitters count. The pitch. Sends that one out into deep left. And it'll drop. It drops. Shelton going to third. Nice throw in, and Shelton's going to stay put. But a double there for Eli Gann puts 2 runners in scoring position with him down just 1 run. Rockingham 5, McMichael 4. But Grayson Shelton is on third base, and Eli Gann is on second. Colin Mitchell will come up to the plate. Here's the center fielder as there's a meeting on the mound with the UNC commit, Nick Rumbley.
Colin Mitchell grounded out to Rumley to end the first inning. He's 0 of 1 today. But 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. The Phoenix are in a good position to even this one up.
So what do you tell Rumbley if you're Zach Apple right now?
I mean, he's only walked 1 batter. He struck out 3. He's been effective on the mound. They're just hitting him. Not a whole lot that he can do about that other than move his placement around a little bit. Not make it to where it's a comfortable swing for the hitters. Find that groove and throw the ball out of it.
And maybe focus a little less on the people on second base.
Yeah, you can't worry so much about runners as a pitcher. You keep an eye on them and make sure that they take an honest lead and don't get too much, but you've got to focus on hitters.
Here's the pitch. Outside above the letters for a 1-0 count. Colin Mitchell with a big opportunity here. 2 runs have already scored this inning, and there's 2 runners on base. Shelton on third, Gann on second. The pitch down the middle, and it dropped at the end for a strike after he swings on that one. Here's Mitchell with a 1-1 count and 1 out.
That was a nasty little slider.
5-4 lead for
Dipped
Rockingham.
under the bat.
Trying to keep it that way is Nick Rumbley. Breaking ball fouled back into the net. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in the zone for the punch out. That retires his second batter of the inning. So now it's all up to Jackson Hall to really capitalize on this one here. It's 5 runs for Rockingham, 4 runs for McMichael.
Jackson Hall.
So Eli Gann is at second base. Grayson Shelton is at third. You're down 1 run. 2 runs have already scored this inning. You got to capitalize and strike while the iron's hot.
And Hall 0-1, grounded out to short in his first appearance.
That one swung on and missed for the strike. 0-1.
And that's 50 pitches on the night for starter Nick Rumley.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. Now 0-2. And this could really show the mental toughness of the future Tar Heel.
Well, if you're going to pitch at the Division I level, you got to learn to work your way out of jams, and this is
his opportunity. Takes his time. Time called. Hall steps out. Staying on the rubber is Rumley, not moving a muscle. The pitch. Swings through, bounces off the mound, and that scores the tying run. Shelton's in. Gann runs for home, and he gets in there standing up. McMichael Phoenix have seized the lead after the 2 RBI double by Jackson Hall with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Knocks in Grayson Shelton and Eli Gann. Massive moment here
Number 11.
in this county rivalry game that has gone largely Rockingham's way for most of the years. Bottom of the 3rd inning, McMichael is up 6-5.
And Lovelace will step up 0-1 tonight, struck out swinging in the 2nd inning.
Here's the pitch. Almost hit the batter deep inside for a 1-0 count. And this McMichael dugout's having a good time. Swing and a miss right there, 1-1. 6-5 lead for the McMichael Phoenix after they come storming back. Usually when the first 5 batters for the other team score, you think it's going to be a long night, but no. They have answered back emphatically here in the bottom of the 3rd with 4 runs to seize the lead. Runner on second, 2 outs, and at the plate is number 11, Andrew Lovelace. Lovelace fouls that one back. 1-2 count. Pitchers count for Rumley, trying to get out of this inning after surrendering 4 runs. The pitch, breaking ball, nasty one, and that'll send us to inning number 4. Ridiculous pitch right there by Rumley, as McMichael has seized the lead, 6-5. We head to the 4th inning. So, a lot to take away from that there. Just crazy work right there by the McMichael Phoenix to come back from down 5-0 early in that 1st inning, and they've made this a ball game. They've got the lead by 1 run. Excited to see what comes next. Thanks for joining us, whether you're on YouTube, RoCo Radio's Facebook page, or RoCoRadio.com. So happy to have you along for this. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sandy Cross General Merchandise, serving the Sandy Cross community, Rockingham County, and surrounding areas of our beautiful Piedmont Triad since 1988. Rockingham County's community store, located at 164 Boyd Road in the Sandy Cross community of Rockingham County, celebrates their 36th anniversary. Stop by Sandy Cross for your fresh ice and local pure brand gasoline with the cheapest price in Rockingham County for 93.9 ethanol. Sandy Cross General Merchandise is also your niece's sausage headquarters with great value for Rockingham County. To find out more about the Log Cabin store, visit us on Facebook by searching Sandy Cross General Merchandise. go ahead, go over to Sandy Cross, get yourself a soda. If you call it pop, I'll go ahead and ban you from YouTube, Facebook, everything right now. I'm just.
Phoenix picked up 4 runs on 3 hits, an error, and left a man on to bring the score to 6-5 after 3 complete innings. Cole Behe will lead off for the Cougars. Had a sacrifice that scored a run in the second inning.
First pitch is a strike looking. 0-1.
So 1 RBI on the night for Behe.
Second pitch from Gann. Just missed the zone below for a 1-1 count.
Just barely underneath the knee. Good pitch. Behe wasn't fooled.
Swings on that one high. High arcing and
out of play.
Didn't hit any fans.
Please return ball.
But it was in the vicinity.
Back to the home dugout. Thank you.
Well, I questioned up until it cleared the net if it was going to hit it, because for everything in me, I thought it was going to.
So 1-2 count now for Gann. The pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Almost fell for it, but he kept his head. Cole Behe. Top half of the 4th inning, 6-5 lead for the McMichael Phoenix. Rockingham looking to make up some ground after surrendering 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. Breaking ball there, and he got him looking.
And Gann's 51st pitch is for his 3rd strikeout of the night.
Here comes Bryson Apple, the 9-hole hitter, who's playing shortstop tonight. He steps in, 1 out, base is empty, and a 6-5 deficit.
And Apple 0-1 tonight, flew out to right in his first appearance.
That pitch, way outside in the dirt. Jack Rogers makes the grab. Here's the pitch from Gann. Down the middle for a strike, 1-1.
And an update from the Reidsville game. It was Davis Bowers, Christian Scales, and Connor Martin that combined for the no-hitter. 5 strikeouts between the 3 pitchers.
Fouls that one back for a 1-2 count.
And Gann continuing a trend that he's kind of done all season. Starts off a little slow, tends to get stronger as the game goes on.
Calling time. It's Bryson Apple. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Eli Gann. After that incredible showing by the hitters from McMichael in the bottom of the 3rd, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal with Eli Gann on the mound. He was a big part of the comeback, scoring a run there. And now coming to the plate is Nate Revis, who was initially the leadoff batter for Rockingham, trying to get something going for them.
Revis 1-2 tonight with a run scored. Got caught stealing in the second by a great throw by Jack Rogers.
Here's a pitch. Sends that one into left field.
Oh, wow.
Wasn't able to make the grab. Easton Tillman misjudges it. So now heading for second is Nate Revis and getting in there, standing up with ease.
Now batting number 7, Brady Ross.
Yeah, Tillman's initial step was in on that one. Needed to hesitate a step, and it cleared his head. So a double left. Ross, 1-2 tonight, will step in.
Ross comes up to the plate, stands in that right-handed batter's box as Nate Revis gets a big lead on Eli Gann. Breaking ball sent over the head of the second baseman, Jackson Hall. So heading for home is Nate Revis, and that'll tie the game 6-6. 2 balls hit out there just too high for the fielders, and it is now all knotted up at 6 runs apiece. We've got a ball game in the top half of the 4th inning between the Rockingham County Cougars and McMichael Phoenix. Thanks for joining us on YouTube, RoCoRadio.com, or our Facebook page for this non-conference county rivalry action between the Phoenix and the Cougars. We've got a good one here. That one is sent to center field. Drops in front of him, gets past him, now heading for third. And, he's heading for home. Some bad plays here. Got to make the grab, the tag. Oh, he got him.
Nice relay there.
By Jack Rogers. Listen to this crowd. Wow. So messed up the play in center field, Colin Mitchell, by letting it get a little bit past him. Then he makes the throw. Cutoff man, I don't know which one it was because there was a lot of them out there. Throw to home, and an incredible play by Jack Rogers to keep this ball game all tied up at 6 apiece.
Yeah, the single got past Colin Mitchell just a little bit. He mishandled it, threw it in. It was cut off by Grayson Shelton, and Shelton threw it on a rope to Jack Rogers, who applied the tag on the sliding Ross.
That was beautiful baseball right there.
Jeff Mitchell's Home Improvement.
Looking for a fresh ice and water option that is ready when you are? Kooler Ice is county-wide. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan, 6734 NC 135 across from Walmart. Visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Schul's Home, 1635 Freeway Drive in Reedsville. And for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Penrose Car Wash in Reedsville, located at 1509 South Scale Street. Or at 2 Rivers Plaza in Eden, located at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice, great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations, 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. 6-6 ball game between Rockingham and McMichael. It's been chaotic. The first 5 batters for Rockingham scored runs, and it was looking like it was going to be a rough game. But then, McMichael got their feet out from under them. They got their feet under them and scored 2 runs in the bottom of that inning. Last inning, they came roaring back with 4 runs to seize the lead 6-5. But then Nate Revis would score to tie it up 6-6. Incredible play at home by Jack Rogers connecting with Colin Mitchell. I believe that's who it was. And keeping this game all tied up. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. Interesting game underway.
Yep, we're going to see a pitching change for the Cougars. New pitcher is going to be Hudson Deal.
Leading off the inning for the Phoenix, number 5, Quentin Joyner.
So first baseman and pitcher will switch. Dale will be the new pitcher.
Rumbly goes to first. Here's the first pitch. Joyner pops that one foul and out of play for the 0-1.
Please return balls fouled out of play. Back to the home dugout. Thank you.
Here's the pitch. Sends that one through. Bounced off the glove of Hudson Deal, so he will get to first. I mean, is
That's
that
a single.
error? I mean,
that is a single all the way.
It almost went through his
Yeah,
glove.
comebacker like that, you cannot credit a pitcher with an error on a play like that. So good single there for Joyner to put one on with nobody out. And Tillman will be the hitter.
12, Easton Tillman.
Joyner is an incredible base runner. We'll see if Hudson Deal is one of those pitchers who's focused on first.
Deal's good at holding runners.
Sends that first one way outside in the right-handed batter's box for Easton Tillman. Tillman steps back in, leads his team in a few of the statistical categories.
And Rakestraw is a phenomenal catcher.
Here's the pitch. That one's high, 2-0 count. Joyner stays put at first, 6-6. Rockingham and McMichael tied in non-conference county rivalry action here at Mike Dalton Field. Deal, pitches, that one's high and through as Joyner gets into second on the pass ball. Got a big jump on it, slides in. So now a runner in scoring position for Easton Tillman.
(3-0) now to Tillman with a runner on second.
The pitch, Tillman pops that one foul and out of play.
Green lighted on 3-0. Of course, when a guy comes in hitting 483, I can understand it.
Trying to be aggressive, take advantage of the new pitcher on the mound. We might not be all the way warmed up yet.
And we've got a fight at Truist Park in Winston-Salem, a 4-4 game between the...
That one popped up into center, shallow center, and running for the grab. It is made. Nice job there by Luke Strittmatter.
Between the Winston-Salem Dash and the Greensboro Grasshoppers.
I mean, the Grasshoppers are going to pull it out, just like they did last night.
Jack Rogers.
We've got our RoCo Radio rivalry with my partner, Jay Ramey, broadcasting here tonight and does some broadcasting for the Hoppers. And David Woods, also RoCo Radio, doing some work this season for the Dash on the grounds crew.
I hate the Winston-Salem Dash. Let me just say it. Strike. 0-1 count.
Rogers 0-2, flew out to center and struck out looking.
Joyner getting a big lead on second.
Bench is cleared.
Try to get Joe Dexter to take a side. He just keeps referring to some team as the Dash Hoppers, whatever that means. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Jack Rogers. 0-2. I want to know which side Melita's on. Okay, Joe, I don't really care if you take the Dash. I want to know Melita's team. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, nasty. And Jack Rogers.
I think it was called a foul tip.
Oh.
Yep, was called a foul tip.
So Rogers steps back in. Still got some life. Joyner getting a big lead on second. Way outside. You know, that was like that pitch on Wii Sports that, like, you can't actually hit, but it's always a ball.
Yeah.
One-two count. That one is chopped down the third base line and foul.
Rogers with that two-strike approach. He's staying alive.
Stepping up is Rogers.
I mean, we've got so many rookie league, minor league teams that are in the area.
The pitch, breaking ball, sent over to Nate Revis at second. He makes the throw for the 4-3. Quentin Joyner advances to third. So now 2 outs on the board, 6-6. Winston-Salem Dash. Nope, no, this is the McMichael Phoenix. Against the Rockingham County Cougars.
Brady Dunn.
Dunn, 1 of 2 tonight, has scored 2 runs, had a double down the left field line in the first, reached on an error in the third, and scored both times he's been on base.
Big chance for them to take the lead back once again, as that one's down the middle for strike number 1. Brady Dunn's been a big contributor to this team this year.
And a .413 hitter. coming into this game.
Got to knock Joyner in here, because you don't know when those runs are going to come.
19 RBIs, scored 17 runs coming into this one.
Stepping out, time called. The pitch, swing and a miss. Don't laugh at that, Hatley. Don't laugh at that. Okay, you're muted. There. Till you get control.
Good.
All right, you're back.
Regaining my composure after Joe Dexter's
Joyner's going for home. Joyner's stealing home. That one is cracked out there into deep left. It drops, and the run scores for Quinton Joyner. That's the lead for the McMichael Phoenix. Dangerous play, racing home on the 0-2. So a 7-6 lead for the McMichael Phoenix after the incredible play by Joyner. And Brady Dunn finishing it off by getting on first base with that one out to left center.
Yeah, took off for home, and then Dunn ropes a single in the left center. Gets the RBI, and it brings up Grayson Shelton, who's 2 of 2 with 2 RBIs tonight.
That one is popped up sky high into shallow right field. Calling him off and making the grab is Ethan Bognar. So after 4 innings, it's a 7-6 McMichael Phoenix lead. We've had, 3 lead changes or 2 lead changes and a tie?
Yep.
It's been an interesting game tonight. Stay tuned for innings 5 through 7. It's a 7-6 lead for the McMichael Phoenix, trying to end that 15-game win streak of the Rockingham County Cougars. Rockingham County's premier location for exceptional small businesses is 2 Rivers Plaza, located at 307 West Meadow Road in Eden. Visit the wonderful small businesses there today. 2 Rivers Plaza, your premier source for small business services. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that is ready when you are? Kooler Ice is county-wide. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan, 6734 and C135 across from Walmart. Visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Schul's Home, 1635 Freeway Drive in Reedsville. And for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Penrose Car Wash in Reedsville, located at 1509 South Scale Street, or at 2 Rivers Plaza in Eden, located at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice. Great tasting fresh ice available 24/7 at all 4 locations. 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Kooler Ice. Fresh and ready when you are.
Well, the Winston-Salem Dash are now leading. According to Joe Dexter, he says, good job, young Ramey. I think Andy Durham's going to fire you now.
Leading off the inning for the Cougars, number 15, Hudson Deal.
I'm going the Skip Bayless route and just not reading comments anymore.
Huddy will be the hitter. 1 of 2 tonight.
Cover that screen up, Hatley. That one grounded down the third base line and through, playing way too far off the bag to make that play was Cole Behe. Or not Cole Behe,
Andrew
Lovelace. You know, if you wear number 11, you have to play at third base. It's just the rule.
Oh, Joe was kidding. It's still tied.
I thought he was making fun of me calling the McMichael Phoenix the Dash and was saying that the McMichael Phoenix are leading because of that. Because, just never mind.
Reading is fundamental, but I don't comprehend very well sometimes. Strip Matters 1 of 2 tonight. Has an RBI.
The pitch, it drops for a strike. Oh, 1 count, runner on first, and 7-6 McMichael lead. The pitch, breaking ball for another strike. 0-2. Eli Gann really just pounding the strike zone.
Well, that's kind of his MO, throw pitches in the zone, let your defense make plays behind you.
Swing and a miss.
What a
way
change
too
up.
early for Luke Stripmatter. He heads back to the dugout.
Great changeup from Gann there to retire Strip Matter on the strikeout.
Now batting number 3, Nick Rumley.
Rumley will step up. He's 0-2. Flew out to center and grounded out to third.
Rumley steps in, runner on first with a big lead. Again, delivers the pitch. That one is popped sky high, running in, shallow left field, and the grab is made by Jackson Hall. So 2 down here in the top half of the 5th with a 7-6 lead for the McMichael Phoenix.
Now batting number 12, Gage Rakestraw.
Gage Rakestraw will be the hitter. Has a single to right and struck out looking. 1 of 2 tonight.
Rakestraw gets ready to step in. Here's the catcher. 2 outs, 7-6 lead for the McMichael Phoenix. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Goes way too early.
Can comes set.
Sends that one into right field, shallow right, and it drops in front of him. Drops right in front of Dax Acord. So that keeps the inning alive and puts runners on first and second. Rakestraw on first
11, Cole Behe.
and Deal on second. Cole Behe.
Behe is 0 of 1. Sacrificed homer run for an RBI in the first. Struck out looking in the 4th.
The pitch. That was in the dirt. Runner's going to go and jump into scoring position. So now third and second base have some company. Rakestraw on second and Deal on third. It's a 7-6 McMichael lead, but that's in jeopardy right now. With 2 down and Cole Behe at the plate.
Tough time for a passed ball. Puts 2 runners in scoring position. You've only got a 1-run lead if you're the Phoenix.
Big moment here in the top half of the 5th. Here's Gann. The pitch. In the zone for a strike.
Good pitch there from Gann. Buries it on the outside corner.
Massive opportunity for both Gann and Behe right here. The pitch. Outside 2-2. 7-6 lead for McMichael, but 2 runners in scoring position for Rockingham in the top half of the 5th inning with 2 outs and a 2-2 count. Cole Behe at the plate and Eli Gann on the mound.
It was 2-1. They had it wrong on the scoreboard.
Well, the umpire said 2-2 multiple times. Changed it there. The pitch. That one fouled off, so now it's 2-2.
Please return balls fouled out of play back to the third base dugout. Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or RoCoRadio.com. So happy to have you along for this conference rivalry action. Big pitch coming up here. Eli Gann on the mound to deliver to Cole Behe. 2-2 count. Fouled off. Stays 2-2 with 2 outs. 7-6 lead for McMichael, but 2 runners in scoring position for the Rockingham County Cougars, namely Hudson Deal on third base and Gage Rakestraw on second. As Behe steps back in. The pitch. Devours that one, sends it into shallow left. That'll score the tying run, and they hold him at third, but it is now a 7-7 ball game. After that single knocks in Hudson Deal and advances Rakestraw to third.
Batting number 13, Bryson Apple.
Bryson Apple will come to the plate, trying to follow that one up. 7 runs for Rockingham, 7 runs for McMichael in the top half of the 5th with 2 outs. I want to know how many of these runs have been scored with 2 outs and even with 2 strikes. I mean, we've seen a lot of down to the last pitch and just fumbling.
Yeah, it's you know, they've been rallying on 2 all night. And Bryson Apple comes up. He's 0-2. Has flown out to right and struck out swinging. Eli Gannon about 72 pitches on the night now.
The pitch, it is cracked up high in the air. Center field on his horse, and making the grab is Colin Mitchell. So we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. 7 runs for Rockingham, 7 runs for McMichael. This has been non-stop back and forth action between both of these teams. And we are in for a treat these last 2 to 2.5 innings. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sandy Cross General Merchandise, serving the Sandy Cross community, Rockingham County, and surrounding areas of our beautiful Piedmont Triad since 1988. Rockingham County's community store, located at 164 Boyd Road in the Sandy Cross community of Rockingham County, celebrates their 36th anniversary. Stop by Sandy Cross General Merchandise for fresh ice and local pure brand gasoline with the cheapest price in Rockingham County for 93 non-ethanol. Sandy Cross is also your Nice's sausage headquarters with great value for Rockingham County. To find out more about the Log Cabin store, visit us on Facebook by searching Sandy Cross General Merchandise.
Well, Cougars pick up 1 run on 3 hits, leave 2 men on. Even the score at 7-7 after 4.5 innings. Hudson Deal on the mound still for the Cougars in his 2nd inning of work. Well, Jesus Castillo scores on an error to put the Greensboro Grasshoppers up 5-4 over in Winston-Salem. My partner's happy about that one.
Number 8.
I will admit, I made him read that. It wasn't out of the joy of his heart. So we've got a 7-7 ball game in the bottom half of the 5th as McMichael sends Eli Gann to the plate.
Gann, 2 of 2 tonight, has a single and a double with 2 RBIs.
Swing and a miss. On pitch number 2, 1-1 count. Colin Mitchell on deck. Jackson Hall in the hole. Here's pitch number 3 of the inning from Deal. Pops out of the glove of Rakestraw. 1-2 count. Bases empty, 0 outs, 7-7. Rockingham versus McMichael. McMichael trying to end the 15-game winning streak of the Rockingham County Cougars. Ooh.
Good breaking ball, just missed off the outside.
Serious movement, but a 2-2 count. Here's Gann.
That broke like a slurve.
Swing and a miss. What is a slurve?
It's a combination between a slider and a curveball. Colin Mitchell will be the hitter. 0 of 2 tonight.
Now batting, number 6.
You like really threw me off with that.
Mitchell.
Had a ground out to the pitcher and a strikeout.
So 1 out, bases empty, and a 7-7 ball game in the bottom half of the 5th. Here he goes. First pitch, takes it for a strike.
Another one of those tough pitches just buried on the outside corner at the knees.
Whoa. Well, the closest thing to an ephus pitch we'll ever see in Rockingham County just now.
I'm going to have to disagree with some of the stuff I saw last night.
Well, Hatley, that's not fair because I didn't get to see it.
Called
1-2
strike.
Count. The ephus, the floater? Where's some other words for it? Swing and a miss.
Got away from Rakestraw.
Goes, throws it over the head, so he will be safe. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but Rakestraw is holding his gear.
I think he might have gotten caught by the backswing of Colin Mitchell on that swing and miss.
Yeah, it looked like it because the
ball got away from him, and he threw it over the head of Nick Rumley over at first, trying to get him out on the drop third strike.
I thought something of that nature had happened because he looked like he was not feeling good after that one.
Yeah, it looked like he took that bat to the ribs. And Mitchell's called out.
Now batting number 10, Jackson.
Okay, so they're going to send him back to the dugout. Colin Mitchell, that is.
Yeah, they said that where he hit the catcher is considered interference, and he's called out.
7 runs apiece for McMichael and Rockingham in this 9-conference county rivalry action. McMichael trying to end that 15-game winning streak. Down to their last batter of the 5th inning, Jackson Hall. Unless he can keep this alive and get on base as he fouls that one off toward the field house.
Balls fouled out of play back to the home dugout. Thank you.
Hall 1 of 2 with 2 RBIs. Had a 2 RBI single up the middle in the 3rd.
The pitch down the middle for a strike. 1-2. 7 runs for each of these teams. Nobody on base, though, as Hall tries to keep the inning alive. Breaking ball, high arcing, and it got him. So after 5, Rockingham with 7 runs. McMichael with 7 runs.
And Hudson Deal strikes out the side. On 13 pitches. Mayodan Hatley in the comments, it looked like on his follow through with the swing, the bat hit the catcher.
Take over on the mound from McMichael, number 12, Easton Tillman. Moving out to left field, number 10, Jackson Hall. Taking over at second base, number 8, Eli Gann.
Well, Easton Tillman will take over on the mound for the Phoenix. Eli Gann will move to second. Second baseman Jackson Hall will move to left. And Gann went 5 innings through 73 pitches. And gave up 7 runs.
Coming up to the plate, leadoff hitter Nate Revis
Leading off the inning
for the Rockingham County Cougars in the top half of the 6th inning.
So Easton Tillman, normally a starter, making a relief appearance tonight.
Let's see what he does. Let's see what Nate Revis does for the Rockingham County Cougars. Empty bases, 7-7 ball game, top half of the 6th. We've got 2 more innings to go. That one at the nose, inside for a 1-0 count. Tillman takes his time, his second pitch. Cut on and fouled down the third base line for a 1-1 count.
Revis 2 of 3 tonight, has a single and a double, has scored 2 runs, also reached on an error.
Open stance for Revis. The pitch inside for a strike. 1-2 count. He's not happy about that. So now a pitcher's count for Easton Tillman. This is the first batter he's faced as Revis steps back in. 7-7. Rockingham and McMichael all knotted up in the top half of the 6th. Been a back and forth game as that one's fouled back. Been blow for blow, strike for strike ever since the first inning. Started off 5 runs in a row. First 5 batters for Rockingham scored, but Rockingham slowly chipped away and got the lead. Then the teams have traded runs in every inning since then, except for the bottom of last inning as Nate Revis swings and misses for the K. So coming up next is Brady Ross.
Now batting number
Ross
7,
2 of 3 tonight, has 1 RBI, scored 1 run.
The pitch, low for a 1-0 count. Stepping out and taking a practice swing is the 3-sport athlete as he steps back in.
Ross, that one just below the zone.
Swings on that one way early as Easton Tillman throws a
little 12-6 curve there.
1-1 count, 1 down. The pitch once again. This time it's in the dirt, but he swung on it anyways. 1-2 count, pitcher's count, bases empty, 1 out, and a 7-7 tie ball game. In the top half of the 6th, Easton Tillman coming in to relieve Eli Gann. Tall task, but he's doing well. Keeps the at-bat alive, foul down the third baseline. Tillman prepares for the 5th pitch of the at-bat. Way outside for a 2-2 count, evening things up as Brady Ross steps out of the right-handed batter's box and takes a practice swing. Ross steps back in, base is still empty, 1 down for the Cougars. The pitch, breaking ball, sent out into right field. Going after it is Acord, and he makes the grab near the third base, right field line for out number 2.
Batting number 17, Ethan Bognar.
Ethan Bognar comes in. 2 RBIs, 3 of 3 on the night with 3 singles.
Bognar steps in. Fouled back into the fence. 4-0-1 count. Bases empty, 7-7 ball game. Rockingham County Cougars trying to extend that 15-game winning streak. That one's way high for a 1-1. That one just above the zone for a 2-1. Here's Tillman on the mound. The pitch. Down the middle, swing and a miss for Bognar. 2-2 count now with 2 down. Still tied 7-7, and nobody on base as Bognar adjusts. Bognar, even stance in that right-handed batter's box as Tillman delivers, swings, gets it through to second base, 4-3, not going to be able to turn it. Has to hold on to that one is Jackson Hall. So Bognar keeps the inning alive and heads to first base, bringing up Hudson Deal.
Eli Gann made a good play to get that one up the middle, but couldn't make the throw. Just held on to it. Infield single and makes Bognar 4 for 4 tonight. Brings up Hudson Deal, who was 2 of 3.
Deal steps in.
And he extended his hitting streak to, I believe it's 15 or 16 games.
Here's the pitch from the southpaw.
Misses just off the plate outside.
1-0 count. Runner on first. Second and third base is empty as there's 2 outs. 7-7 ball game. Top half of the 6th. Kicks his leg, delivers the pitch for a strike. These teams have been very patient at the plate. We've seen a lot of looking strikes tonight.
That straight-up leg kick had Bognar going back toward first before he delivered to the plate.
Swing and a miss way early for a 1-2. Yeah, that leg kick, it was...
Well, he made it look like he might come to first. And
like the Kenny Pickett fake slide. Like, are we really allowed to do this here? Like, sure, maybe. But should we? No. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball sent through. It is sent through. Second base, rounding third, heading for home. Full steam ahead, and he will get in. A triple. An RBI triple from Hudson Deal sends in Ethan Bognar and gets the lead for the Rockingham County Cougars, 8-7 here in the top half of the 6th inning. And like always, when somebody scores in this game, there are 2 outs on the board. Thanks for joining us. Whether you're on RoCoRadio.com, YouTube, or Facebook, we've got an infield meeting after just a crazy game has gone down. First 5 batters for Rockingham scored. Then in the bottom half of that inning, 2 runs scored for McMichael. Second inning was scoreless. Bottom half of the 3rd inning, 4 runs scored by McMichael to seize a 6-5 lead. Coming straight back and tying things up with Rockingham in the top half of the 4th. Bottom half of the 4th, McMichael took the lead back 7-6. Then, top half of the 5th, Rockingham tied it up again, and now, here in the top half of the 6th inning, it is 8-7. So, a million lead changes, a million ties, and it's been neck and neck throughout for a Rockingham team that, in their wins this season, has won by an average of 14 runs per game. 8 runs for Rockingham, 7 runs for McMichael right now. Runner on third.
Will be Carter Matthews, the courtesy runner for the pitcher Deal.
The pitch, that one bunt popped up behind the catcher. Tillman is on the mound as Luke Stripmatter is in the grass. Steps back in. Matthews on third. Stripmatter at the plate. The basketball teammates. Here's the pitch. Outside for a 1-0 count. For a 1-1 count.
Stripmatter is 1 of 3 with an RBI tonight.
The pitch. Thought about it. Didn't go to make it a 2-1 count. So now Rockingham's side has started to get into this. Get a little bit more rowdy. Hitters count. The pitch. High for a 3-1. Strittmatter steps back in with an extended hitters count, and Carter Matthews on third base. 8 runs for Rockingham, 7 runs for McMichael. They'd love to extend it right here with 2 outs in the top half of the 6th. Inside, they call a strike. He called a strike.
Yep, looked like he
Strittmatter
looked like he caught that front corner on that breaking ball.
So now a full count, and here's the payoff pitch as Tillman stays on the mound. Here's the southpaw, payoff pitch, 2 outs, popped up sky high into center field. And Colin Mitchell makes the grab after bending down to a knee. So they score a run, and we head to the bottom half of inning number 6. 8 runs for Rockingham, 7 runs for McMichael in this back and forth, pendulum swinging, non-stop game. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sandy Cross General Merchandise, serving the Sandy Cross community, Rockingham County, and surrounding areas of our beautiful Piedmont Triad since 1988. Rockingham County's community store, located at 164 Boyd Road in the Sandy Cross community of Rockingham County, celebrates their 36th anniversary. Stop by Sandy Cross for fresh ice and local pure brand gasoline with the cheapest price in Rockingham County for 93 non-ethanol. Sandy Cross General Merchandise is also your niece's sausage headquarters with great value for Rockingham County. To find out more about the Log Cabin store, visit us on Facebook by searching Sandy Cross General Merchandise. Special thanks to Sandy Cross General Merchandise, Kooler Ice, 2 Rivers Plaza, Rockingham Update, and you, the listener, for making this broadcast possible.
Mitchell and Sons Holland.
Cougars picked up 1 run on 2 hits, left a man on, and take the lead again, 8-7 in the top half of the 6th. And the Phoenix 6th is going to bring up Andrew Lovelace, Quentin Joyner, and Easton Tillman.
You know, the fans on that side are screaming about something. I'm just going to ignore it. Keep going. There's something on the ground. It's not good. That dude just pulled a Manu Ginobili and acted like he had the bat in his hand. Except Ginobili actually did have the bat in his hand. I'm assuming it's a bat. I don't know what it is. There's something on the ground.
Leading off the inning for the Phoenix, number 14, Peyton Lawrence.
Just going to pretend nothing's happening over there and focus on the action. It's the bottom half of the 6th inning.
And Peyton Goins to lead things off for the Phoenix, hitting .306 on the season.
Down the middle for a strike on the first one there.
His first at bat of the night.
Who's he subbing in for?
Lovelace.
Fouled off.
Please return balls fouled out of play back to the home dugout.
Pinch hitting for Andrew Lovelace.
0-2 count as Goins digs in. The pitch. Breaking ball way high for a 1-2 count. Base is empty. Down just 1 run, 7-8 are the McMichael Phoenix. Swing and a miss. He will head back to the dugout, and that'll bring up Quentin Joyner, the designated hitter.
Coming to the plate for the Phoenix, number 5, Quentin Joyner.
Joyner, 1 of 2 tonight. Singled up the middle in the 4th and later scored.
Base is empty. 7 runs for McMichael, 8 runs for Rockingham with 1 out here. 1-0 count for Quentin Joyner as he steps back in. Second pitch. Tried to make it clip that bottom right corner, but wasn't able to. Now a 2-0 count. Eight runs for Rockingham, 7 for McMichael, as that one's high. 3-0 count.
And we've got Reidsville player Colby Cooper in the comments. Congratulations on your win tonight.
Thanks for listening, Colby. Here's the pitch, and that's a walk. A 4-pitch walk puts Quentin Joyner, the tying run, on base with 1 down. 8-7 as Easton Tillman, leadoff hitter, and now the pitcher, comes up to the plate.
Coming to the plate for McMichael.
Tillman 0-2 tonight.
Easton Tillman.
Walked and later scored in the third.
Tillman takes the first pitch for a strike. Here's the port sider stepping back in with an open stance. Quentin Joyner on first base. Down by 1 run with 1 out. The pitch outside, 1-1. Evens things up. Steps back in. Ooh, clip that top right corner for a 1-2. Joyner playing first base a little bit more conservatively than in the past. Now he's going to get a 2 or 3 step lead. Joyner forced to tag back up.
Deal looked him back.
Tillman takes that one outside for a 2-2. Joyner's going to go. That one is sent through down the third base line. Quentin Joyner rounds second, heads for third, racing in. He's going to make the slide. They throw for home, and that is a stand-up double to put 2 runners in scoring position, down just 1 run in the bottom half of the 6th with 1 out. Quentin Joyner heads to third, Easton Tillman heads to second, and Jack Rogers heads to the plate for the McMichael Phoenix.
Coming to play for the Phoenix, number 15, Jack Rogers.
Rogers 0-2 tonight. Moved a man up on a sacrifice in the 4th. Has also flown out and struck out.
Here's the catcher stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Joyner gets a lead on third. Tillman does the same on second. Here's the pitch. That one is a strike inside. Rogers, frustrated, steps out and takes a practice swing with 1 foot in the dirt and 1 in the grass, and now steps back in to that right-handed batter's box. The pitch, just high for a 1-1. Chirping in the dugout, chirping from the bats. Guess that's what you said they do. I don't know. They're making some sort of noise. So is the dugout. That one is a strike. 1-2. Pitcher's count now for Deal, who steps off. Stepping back in confidently is Rogers. Runners on second and third, 8 runs for Rockingham, 7 for McMichael. McMichael trying to take that lead back or at least tie it right here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. That one is popped up high, fouled out of play.
Please return balls fouled out of play back to the home dugout. Thank you.
And score update from the Mid-State 3A. Dudley defeats Northeast Guilford 6-1. Dudley starter Donovan Locklear got 10 strikeouts. So a good win there for the Dudley Panthers. And Northeast is the only conference opponent that Rockingham County still has left to play.
So that drops Northeast to 2 losses in the conference. Here's the pitch. He sends that one out into right field, deep out there. That will score at least 1 run. Grab is made. Racing home is Quentin Joyner on the sacrifice. And we are all tied up once again. Fantastic sacrifice fly to Ethan Bognar. And it is 8-8. This is insane.
Now batting for the Phoenix, number 7.
Not much more you could ask for out of a county rivalry game as Easton Tillman advances to third. And we have, I think it's officially in the scorebook, the 17th tie of the night.
Yeah, and Rockingham County appealed to both bases to see if the runners left early. Umpire calls both safe. So Phoenix will have a runner on third with 2 outs, and Brady Dunn stepping up to the plate, who is 2 of 3 tonight with a single and a double and 1 RBI, has scored 2 runs.
Big opportunity here for the McMichael Phoenix. Runner on third, second and first are empty, 2 outs. First pitch, chopped down the third base line and foul by Brady Dunn, who steps off. Steps back in. The pitch, breaking ball for a strike. 0-2. See, but 0-2 with 2 outs is where we've seen a lot of runs scored tonight. Yeah.
Hey, the boys are rallying on 2. You know, what can you say?
Here's the pitch. Way high. Nice grab there. Gage Rakestraw saves a run, tries to make the tag up, and they catch him in a run down at third. Rakestraw makes the tag. What a play by Rakestraw. Rakestraw saves the ball that was way high by making the incredible grab, has the wherewithal to throw it back to third base, where Easton Tillman just got too aggressive, perfectly places the throw into the glove of Cole Behe, who chases him in a rundown, and Gage Rakestraw gets the satisfaction of making the tag. So we head to the 7th inning with an 8-8 all-tied-up ball game between the McMichael Phoenix and the Rockingham County Cougars. It's been back and forth all night long. Rockingham County started off, their first 5 batters scored. It was 5-2 at the end of 1. Then McMichael came roaring back. It was 5-6 at the end of 3. And then we've just had spouts of team scoring 1 run. It was 1 run for Rockingham in the top of the 4th, 1 run for McMichael in the bottom of the 4th, 1 run for Rockingham in the top of the 5th, 1 run for Rockingham in the top of the 6th, and 1 run for McMichael in the bottom of the 6th. So it's all knotted up at 8 apiece. Last time these 2 teams went to extra innings, completely lost the stat. Here we go. It was 4-3. It went to 8 innings. And that was also, coincidentally, the last time McMichael defeated the Rockingham County Cougars. The time before that, it went to 9 innings, and it was 5-4 in favor of the Rockingham County Cougars in 2019.
You know, the Phoenix pick up 1 run on 1 hit, leave nobody on after the base running mishap with 2 outs. So Brady Dunn will lead off the bottom of the 7th when the Phoenix come back up. But Easton Tillman will take the mound for his 2nd inning of work against the Cougars. And the Cougars will bring up Nick Rumley, Gage Rakestraw, and Cole Behe. Nick Rumley 0 of 3 tonight.
For the Cougars, number 3, Nick Rumley.
Thanks for joining us for 7th inning non-conference county rivalry baseball. 8-8 in this absolutely insane game between the Phoenix and the Cougars. The pitch from Tillman breaks outside for the 1-0.
And it broke right around the plate.
Rumbley with a closed stance. in the right-handed batter's box. Takes that one at the ankle. I believe it bounced off of him for a 2-0 count.
Yep, hit catcher Jack Rogers in the shin guard.
Rumbley has moved to first base. He was the starting pitcher tonight. Here's the pitch. Strike, hit that zone. 2-1. Base is empty. 8 runs for Rockingham, 8 runs for McMichael. Here at Mike Dalton Field. The pitch. Inside, got it for a strike. 2-2 count for Rumbley.
Good pitch on the inside corner from Tillman.
5th pitch of the inning. Tillman versus Rumbley, two superstars of the county. Inside for the strikeout. Backwards K. That'll bring up Gage Rakestraw.
And score update from Eden. West Stokes leading the Moorhead Panthers 8-0 in the top of the 6th inning.
Now batting, number 12, Gage Rakestraw.
Rakestraw will be the hitter. 2 of 3 tonight.
A pitch inside for a strike.
Another one buried at the knees on the corner.
Tillman just abusing that strike zone that's kind of closer to the batter. Does it again, but it got him swinging that time. 0-2 count for Rakestraw. Here's the catcher. With an 0-2 count, 1 out, and nobody on base in this 8-8 tie ball game for Rockingham. That one way high. Bounces off of Rogers' glove into the backstop for a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Back-to-back Ks to start off the 7th inning. And now the 3rd batter of the inning, Cole Behe, comes up to the plate.
Now batting, number 11, Cole Behe.
Cole Behe, 1 of 2 with 2 RBIs tonight.
Massive opportunity for Rockingham County to keep the inning alive, as that one is fouled off. But Rockingham's really got to take advantage of their chance here
Play back to the home dugout. Thank you.
to get on top and demoralize McMichael. But, I mean, it hasn't worked so far for either team to mess with the heads of their other opponents. I mean, we've seen 5 runs go answered and 6 runs go answered. Strike for strike, blow for blow.
And the command by both of these pitching staffs tonight has been phenomenal.
Ooh.
Barely any walks issued.
1-2 count now. So Tillman with a big moment here.
All around the zone, both defenses playing well. Just an error apiece on each team.
Tie ball game, top of the 7th. 1-2 count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Tillman pumps his fist as Cole Behe heads back to the dugout. We head to the bottom half of inning number 7, and the 15-game win streak of Rockingham County is in jeopardy after 3 strikeouts in a row delivered by Easton Tillman.
And Tillman strikes out the side on 13 pitches that inning.
Rockingham had scored in 3 consecutive innings, but then 3 consecutive strikeouts in that streak right there, and at the perfect time if you're a McMichael fan.
And it looks like we're going to have another pitching change for the Cougars. Nate Revis will take the mound to start this bottom of the 7th inning.
Probably not the best time to come in if you're Revis.
Friday, the 25th of April, we host West Stokes.
Thanks for joining us on RoCoRadio.com, YouTube, or Facebook. Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you leave a reaction and share this.
RoCo Radio. If you want to go back and relive this game later on tonight, go to RoCo Radio.
And you can keep listening to this if you go to our YouTube and subscribe. If you want to listen back to this great game, I mean, this is a contender for Game of the Year right here, especially considering what might happen in this bottom of the 7th. We might see extra innings here.
Well, it's been everything that a county rivalry game should be. Back and forth, both teams battling, just great baseball being played.
Taking over on the mound, number 4, Nate Revis.
So Brady Dunn will come up to lead things off in this 7th inning, followed by Grayson Shelton, then Eli Gann. If everything stays the same, Brady Dunn kind of had his at-bat stripped away from him.
Moving over to third base,
after
number 15,
some crazy work behind the plate by Gage Rakestraw, getting Easton Tillman out at third. So here comes Brady Dunn. 8 runs for McMichael, 8 runs for Rockingham, bottom of the 7th. McMichael trying to play spoiler.
Dunn.
And become the first county team to take down Rockingham all season long. Dunn steps in.
Dunn 2 of 3 tonight with an RBI and scored 2.
First pitch, swing and a miss. He came out with an angry swing right there.
And Revis came out firing that ball too.
Second pitch, swing and a miss once again. Nate Revis doing some dirty work on the mound.
And in the comments, looking forward to our first McMichael softball game tomorrow night. That game's slated to begin as Walkertown comes to McMichael. Game time 6 p.m.
Time called by Dunn. Dunn steps back in.
Two Rivers Plaza Kooler Ice pregame show will start at 5:30, and I'll be bringing you the action on that one, weather permitting.
That one low for a 1-2 count. Nobody on base, no outs, and a tie ball game in the bottom half of the 7th inning as Brady Dunn steps back in. Dunn sends that one into deep center. And the grab is made for out number 1.
Luke Strittmatter on the catch. Good play. That Cougar outfield just steady as a rock as always.
So now heading up to the plate.
Grayson Shelton.
Shelton, 2 of 3 tonight, has a couple of RBIs on a single and a double.
Brady Dunn said some words to Shelton as he headed back to the dugout. Here's Shelton, swings and misses on the first one. Maybe Dunn told him, just go after it and swing, because that's exactly what Dunn did in his at-bat. And Shelton just did the same thing. 0-1 count. He swings and hits that one to center field. Yeah, maybe don't take Dunn's advice. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, he slammed that bat down in frustration, swung at a pitch that looked like it was up out of the zone.
They did the same at bat. They
both
swing
flew
hard,
out to
then
center.
they send it to Luke Strittmatter. Maybe don't let Dunn talk to you after that.
Eli
So 2 outs now. Eli Gann comes up to the plate with an 8-8 ball game in the bottom of the 7th with nobody on base for the McMichael Phoenix. Here was the starting pitcher for tonight.
2 of 3 tonight with a couple of RBIs.
Strike 1. Second pitch. Just misses the zone. 1-1 count. Nate Revis showing some impressive work. Coming in the 7th inning. Eli Gann trying to spoil that, though.
Yep, missed the plate on the outside there.
Swings and misses big. Down to their last strike before we head to extra innings. It's a 1-2 count with 2 down. 8 runs for Rockingham, 8 for McMichael as Gann steps back in. Base is empty. The pitch. Punch out. Nate Revis celebrates as we head to inning number 8 with 8 runs for Rockingham and 8 runs for McMichael. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We've got a great county rivalry game going on. Rockingham versus the Phoenix in regulation. It was 5-2 in the first inning, but then Rockingham allowed McMichael to come storming back with 4 runs in the bottom of the third. They've traded blows, one run scored apiece in the 4th through 6th innings, aside from one for McMichael, and it is now 8 apiece as we head to inning number 8. Easton Tillman will return to the mound for McMichael, who are wearing their pinstripe uniforms with Phoenix written across the front in Columbia blue, surrounded by gold Columbia blue pinstripes and the Collins Old English M on their white cap in royal blue with a royal blue bill. Rockingham wearing their gray uniforms with black numbers, black socks, black lining. So we head to inning number 8. What's your thoughts, Hatley?
Well, they're leading off with Bryson Apple. He's 0-3. Nate Revis will follow him, who is 2-3 and has scored a couple of runs. Brady Ross will follow him. He's 2-4, has an RBI and has scored a run. So, the Cougars, with that top of the order where they picked up 5 runs in the first inning, they're a big-time threat to score. Tillman's going to have to bear down and retire these guys so he can get his hitters back up.
First pitch from Tillman is swung on, foul, out of play down the right field line.
A 1 now to Apple.
Breaking ball for a strike, 1-1 count. Bryson Apple takes a break and steps back in. Nobody on base, 8-8 ball game here in extra innings. Top half of the 8th as that breaking ball curves in, but it's high for a 1-2 count.
Tillman comes set from the stretch.
The pitch, swing and a miss. He's going to go for first base, but Jack Rogers makes the play to Brady Dunn. So that's 1 down for the Rockingham County Cougars as they head to the top half, back to the top of their lineup. Nate Revis started off the night as the second baseman.
And is now the pitcher of record. And he's 2 of 4 tonight.
Swings, hits that one out into right center, and the grab is made. Difficult play right there, but Colin Mitchell grabs out number 2 as Brady Ross will come up to the plate.
Mitchell, who's been sure-handed all year, makes a good grab there.
Had to be on the run, and he makes the grab. Fielding has been on point tonight for the McMichael Phoenix. Not that many errors.
Ross 2 of 4 with a run scored and an RBI tonight. Trying to get something going with 2 outs for the Cougars.
First pitch is outside for a 1-0 count. 2 down, nobody on base, and an 8-8 ball game in inning number 8. Rockingham trying to keep their 15-game winning streak alive up against their non-conference county rivals, the McMichael Phoenix. That one's outside as well for a 2-0 count. Swing and a miss. Big cut there for the 2-1 count. Thanks for listening in. It's extra innings here at Mike Dalton Field in Madison. That one bounces back. 3-1 count, so base is empty for Brady Ross of the Rockingham County Cougars with 2 outs. Easton Tillman, the southpaw, trying to send it to the bottom half of the 8th with a tie ball game and some breathing room for the McMichael Phoenix to work with. Didn't capitalize on it in the bottom of the 7th. Trying to give them a second chance. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Foul. Sent down the third baseline. 5-3 play. Nice job there. Incredible play. Andrew Lovelace subbed out, so I don't know who that was. But he sent it to Brady Dunn.
That was Peyton Goins at third making that throw.
Fans are into it, and we head to the bottom half of inning number 8. 8 runs for Rockingham, 8 for McMichael, all knotted up.
And a 10-pitch, 3-out inning for Easton Tillman.
Thanks for joining us live on RoCoRadio.com, YouTube, or Facebook. Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments and tell us what you think will happen for the rest of the game. It's been unpredictable so far. We're excited to see what happens next.
In the bottom of the 8th, we've got Colin Mitchell, Jackson Hall, and Peyton Goins due up for the Phoenix.
Mitchell made a good play out in center field. Peyton Goins made a great play as well. Coming in at third base. And Jackson Hall's had some work at second as well.
Well, Mitchell's the leadoff hitter. 0 of 3 tonight. Has grounded out and struck out twice.
Leading off the inning for the Phoenix, number 6, Colin Mitchell.
Mitchell steps in, base is empty, and an 8-8 ball game. Swings and misses on the first one. 0-1 count. Second pitch. Fastball for a strike. 0-2. 0-2 count, base is empty, 8-8 ball game, bottom half of the 8th inning. That one bounces past for a 1-2. Steps back in, outside for a 2-2 count. Mitchell steps in. Here's the pitch with an even count. Swing and a miss. And he strikes out swinging. That'll bring up Jackson Hall.
Coming to the plate for the Phoenix, number 10, Jackson Hall.
Hall had a 2 RBI single in the third. Has also grounded out to short and struck out. So 1 of 3 with a couple of RBIs tonight.
Swings early on the first pitch. 0-1 count. 1 out. And nobody on base in this tie ball game, extra innings, bottom of the 8th. For the McMichael Phoenix, breaking ball by Nate Revis for the strike. 0-2. Third pitch of the at-bat goes past the catcher. 1-2 count. Bottom of the 8th inning, 8 runs apiece. Here's the pitch. Swings and misses. Vicious swings and misses ever since Nate Revis has took the mound in the 7th inning. And now with 2 outs, 8 runs for both teams, and the base is completely empty. Andrew Lovelace is going to come up to the plate.
So Lovelace has been re-entered into the lineup and will hit here 0-2 tonight.
Here's Lovelace. First pitch, thought about it, strike. 0-1. Lovelace takes a practice swing, steps back in. Shows bunt, hits his bat and goes straight back into the fence. So 0-2 count, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom half of the 8th inning, 8 runs apiece. Steps back in, taps the plate. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-2. The pitch for a strikeout looking. Nate Revis celebrates after freezing Andrew Lovelace, and we head to inning number 9, still 8 runs to 8. I mean, there was a portion of this game where 7 half innings, aside from one, featured a run scored, and now we're 2 full innings without seeing a run scored. So inning number 9 comes up, and again, I said this earlier, but last time these two went to extra innings, it was 2021. It went to 8 innings, and it was a 4-3 victory for the Rockingham County Cougars. For the McMichael Phoenix, the last time they beat the Rockingham County Cougars, and in 2019 it went 9 innings, with Rockingham winning 5-4. So far, this is one of the highest scoring ones they've had. It's the highest one, or tied for the highest one, since 2017, when it was 3-19 in favor of Rockingham. But this is going to be the highest scoring one.
Nate Revis struck out the side in that inning on 13 pitches. His 4th strikeout was recorded to end the inning. He's been just unhittable in his 2 innings of work so far. And
Easton Tillman returns to the mound for the Phoenix.
The 3, 4, and 5 hitters are due up for the Cougars. Ethan Bognar, who is 4 of 4. Hudson Deal, who is 3 of 4. And Luke Stripmatter, who is 1 of 4. So if you're the Rockingham County Cougars, this is the part of your lineup that you want, the heart of it.
Ethan Bognar will lead off the inning for the Cougars. Base is empty, 8 runs to 8, as the first one cuts inside for a strike. 0-1 on the breaking ball.
And that was the 50th pitch that Tillman has delivered tonight.
Here goes Tillman. That one is cut on. It's a slow roller to third. Throw is made, and he will outrun it. Nice job there by Bognar getting on base, as Hudson Deal will come up to the plate. Here's Deal wearing number 15, getting ready to step into the right-handed batter's box.
Now batting number 15, Hudson Deal.
Bognar on that infield hit picks up his 5th hit of the night, 5 of 5.
Still 8-8.
Deal knocked in the last Rockingham County run with a triple to the gap in right center.
Runner on first. They're thinking he might bunt. That one is thrown way high. Throw down to second, but Bognar will get there in time. So Bognar now in scoring position with no outs for Hudson Deal.
And Jack Rogers had to jump out of his stance like a cat just to keep that one into his mitt, and still made a good throw down, but wasn't in time.
Great job by the catchers we've seen tonight. As Tillman steps off, and Erskine says he's going to have some words with Tillman. The infield comes to meet him on the mound. It's been a crazy game here tonight. 5 runs scored in the first inning by Rockingham. They made it through all 9 batters, and things were looking rough. Bottom of the inning, McMichael responded with 2 runs of their own, and in the bottom of the third, they laced 4 runs to seize the lead, 6-5. Then the two teams started trading 1 run apiece, time after time after time, until we got to here, where it is 8-8 in the top half of the 9th inning, with no outs and a runner on second base.
And Michael Mills in the comments, the answer to that question, yes, Hudson Deal did extend his hitting streak tonight, and he's up to the plate now, 3 of 4 on the night tonight.
Deal steps in. Bognar, tag up, over at second. Not in time, but it keeps him honest.
Pretty good pickoff move there.
Once again, taking a look at second, where Bognar is getting a big lead, and Rockingham's dugout is getting loud. 8 apiece as Erskine shouts some orders at his team, and the Rockingham dugout gets loud. Here's the pitch. That one fouled back into the net. As Deal steps back in, 0-1 count.
Phoenix are in at the corners.
The pitch swings and misses. Looks like he regretted that one. Now an 0-2 count. Made some contact with it, but it tipped into the glove of Jack Rogers. So an 0-2 count, runner on second base. First and third base is empty. Nobody down yet in the top half of the 9th, with an 8-8 ball game underway between Rockingham and McMichael. Here's the pitch. That one's high for a 1-2 count.
And we've got a final from Tommy Woods Field over at Moorhead High School. West Stokes Wildcats 15, Moorhead Panthers 1.
There's the pitch. Breaking ball, sent deep into left center, and it is at the wall. That'll score 1 run. Ethan Bognar jogs into home as Rockingham celebrates. It's now 9-8 in favor of the Cougars as the dugout comes onto the field to celebrate with him. Runner at second now with nobody out. So a fantastic job right there by Hudson Deal with a huge double that could have won them the game.
Yeah, Deal ropes a double to the gap to take the lead, 9-8. Knocks in Bognar, and with nobody out and Deal standing on second, Stripmatter will be the hitter.
They traded places and added a run. So now it's 9-8 in favor of the Cougars in the top half of the 9th inning. Showing bunt, pulls it back for a 1-0 count. Hudson Deal getting a big lead on second base as Tillman prepares for pitch number 2 of the at-bat. Nobody out. Runner on second. And the first run scored this inning since the 6th as Tillman walks back off the mound to show Deal he knows he's there. Tillman pitches, bunt attempt pulled back. But that was fruitless as It'll be a strike anyways. 1-1. Taking his time is Tillman. Staring back at Deal as he delivers the pitch, and that one's fouled off toward the field house.
Third ball's fouled out of play, back to the third base dugout.
1-2 count. Tillman looks back at Deal on second base. Here's the lefty. The pitch. Inside, cut on, and fouled over towards the McMichael dugout. Keeps the at-bat alive. Luke Stripmatter steps back out as Deal steps back on the second bag. Here's the pitch. That one way high. Jack Rogers gets out of the crouch to make the grab, and it's now 2-2 even count. Sends that one to second base. Grab is made, drops into his glove, but he pulls him off the bag when he makes the throw, so that'll put runners on the corners. And it is 9-8 in favor of the Cougars, but they've got a runner on third and a runner on first.
Now batting number 3, Nick Rumley.
Nick Rumley will come to the plate.
So just the second error of the night for the Phoenix allows Stripmatter to reach first and Deal to reach third. Rumley will be the hitter, 0 of 4 tonight.
Stripmatter on first, Deal on third, and Rumley at the plate.
And look for Stripmatter to possibly take off here.
Breaking ball for the strike. Highest scoring game between these teams in about 8 years.
Coach Apple shouting plays from the dugout.
9-8 Rockingham. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Ooh, just missed the zone. Now a 1-1 count. Got Stripmatter on first, Deal on third, nobody on second, and Rumley at the plate. 1-1 count. Rockingham with 9 runs, 8 runs for McMichael in the top half of the 9th inning. Tillman with a pickoff attempt. Doesn't get him out, but it tags him up as he walks back to the rubber.
And they're trying to keep that double play in order.
The pitch shows bunt, lays it down in the dirt, throws it to first, back to home, and the run scores. So that makes it 10-8. After Rumley lays that one down in the dirt, Brady Dunn makes the play at first and then throws a bag, bounces off the catcher, and it is 10-8 Rockingham with just 1 out.
Rockingham picks up another run on the safety squeeze.
Now batting number 12, Gage Rakestraw.
And Stripmatter advanced to third on the play. So a runner on third and 1 out for Gage Rakestraw.
That one's high. 1-0 count.
Rakestraw is 2 of 4 tonight with a couple of singles.
That one hits the zone for a strike. 1-1 count. The pitch, swing and a miss by Rakestraw. Runner on third base, second and first are empty with a 10-8 lead for the Rockingham County Cougars in the top of the ninth. Here at Mike Dalton Field, trying to win this absolute war with their cross-county rivals, the McMichael Phoenix. As that one is a called strikeout inside. He's been calling it consistent.
Now batting number 11, Cole Behe.
As Cole Behe will step in.
Behe has a single tonight, 1 of 3, a couple of RBIs. Has a chance to pick up another one here.
Here's the pitch. That one in the dirt. Nice stop there by Jake Rogers. Jack Rogers will go back behind the Pentagon. 10-8 lead for the Cougars over the McMichael Fighting Phoenix. Trying to maybe tack on a run here and finish things off at the bottom of the inning so that they can improve to 16 wins in a row as that breaking ball meets the zone perfectly for a 1-1 count. The pitch, outside for a 2-1. Tillman showing a little bit of frustration.
Yeah, that one got a little bit away from him.
The pitch, inside, but he swung on it anyways to bring it up to a 2-2 count.
Behe clearly frustrated after swinging at a bad pitch that would have been ball 3.
And go from a 3-1 to a 2-2, and this could end the top half of the inning. Even count now, 2 down, runner on third, and a 2-run lead. As he swings and misses again on the inside pitch. Obvious frustration there. As we head to the bottom half of the 9th inning, last chance for the McMichael Phoenix. 8 runs McMichael, 10 runs Rockingham, after Ethan Bognar and Hudson Deal both score in the top half of the 9th. Quentin Joyner, Easton Tillman, and Jack Rogers due up for the Fighting Phoenix. Thanks for joining us, whether you're on RoCoRadio.com, YouTube, or Facebook. Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments. Big moment here for the Phoenix. Rockingham Cougars showing that fight. They've won their games by an average of 14 runs per game. So showing that they can win one of these all-out brawls with a team is very beneficial as we move towards the postseason for a team that's with only 1 loss. They came to a 4A school that's 12-5 very early in the season, in the second game.
Well, the Cougars picked up 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, left a man on to take this 10-8 lead going into the bottom of the 9th. So a high school game going major league length here.
Here we go.
And Nate
Quentin
Revis
Joyner will come up to the plate.
Nate Revis will try to close out the Phoenix here.
Leading off the inning for
Revis
Phoenix,
returns to the mound for his 3rd inning of work.
Quentin Joyner.
Joyner steps in.
Joyner 1 of 2 tonight, singled up the middle, and has scored a couple of runs after reaching on a walk in addition to that single.
Joyner's first pitch takes it down the middle for a strike, 0-1 count, getting a feel for the at-bat here. Bases empty, down by 2 runs. No outs on the board yet for the Phoenix. You said it earlier, Hatley, this is all you can ask for from a county rivalry game. As he pops that one up, sky high, fouled back out of play.
Please return balls
Behind the press box for an 0-2 count.
Thank you.
Hey, I had a couple of hot dogs before the game there, Mike.
Here we go. Joyner, even stance right-handed batter swings and misses and strikes out. That'll send him back to the top of the lineup. Easton Tillman, who's been pitching some. He's had some clutch moments. One of the assistant coaches described him as having ice in his veins earlier this season. See what he does now.
Tillman.
Tillman 1 of 3 tonight. Has a single to left. Walked and scored a run.
Base is empty, down 8 runs to 10. First pitch is a strike. Striker looking. Tillman steps back in. Time called. Back in. Revis delivers outside for a 1-1. Evens up the count. Nobody on base. 10 runs for Rockingham. 8 runs for McMichael with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Tillman takes that one high. Tillman, leadoff hitter for the Phoenix tonight. Has a 2-1 hitters count up against Nate Revis. Sends that one to the shortstop. 6-3. Nice job there, turned by Apple and Rumbly. So now McMichael is down to their very last out as Jack Rogers, the catcher, will come up to the plate.
Next Phoenix batter, number 15.
Rogers
Jack
steps
Rogers.
in. He is 0 of 3 tonight, but has a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the 6th inning that evened the score at 8-8 to extend this thing.
Rogers takes a practice swing and steps into the right-handed batter's box. 10-8, 2-run deficit for the McMichael Phoenix with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Nate Revis' first pitch is a breaking ball for strike 1. 2 strikes left to survival on for number 15 as he taps the plate. Here's the pitch. That one is a bouncer. 1-1.
You know, Mike, tonight would have been a great night for the 9-9-9 challenge, considering this game went 9 innings, except I'd have a tough time broadcasting after one part of that 9.
2-1 count now as that one's low, just below the zone, as Rogers steps back in. Down by 2 runs are the McMichael Phoenix, down to their last out in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the pitch, swings on it. It'll go to the shortstop. Apple makes the throw, and he gets it to Rumbly as Rockingham's fans and dugout erupt. Rockingham shows some extreme fight and scratches and claws their way to victory number 16 in a row, defeating the McMichael Phoenix once again and extending their win streak not only this season, but extending their win streak over the McMichael Phoenix. It still dates back to 2021 in an extra innings game. This one goes 9 innings, 10 runs to 8. Rockingham wins. Rockingham's first 5 batters scored. It looked like they would sail to a victory, but getting them out of a jam was Eli Gann, and in the bottom of the inning, McMichael showed that they've got some batting power of their own. 2 runs scored in the bottom of the first. Then in the 3rd inning, McMichael scored 4 runs to seize the lead, 6-5. 1 run scored apiece in the 4th inning, 1 run scored by Rockingham in the 5th, and then 1 run scored apiece in the 6th inning to tie it up at 8. Nobody scored in the 7th, but Nate Revis is the story, going from the 7th through the 9th inning, not allowing a single run and allowing Rockingham to capitalize and take the 10-8 victory after Hudson Deal and Luke Stripmatter scored in the top of the 9th. Thanks for joining us, whether you are on RoCoRadio.com, YouTube, or Facebook. Special thanks to Sandy Cross General Merchandise, Kooler Ice, 2 Rivers Plaza, and Rockingham Update for making this broadcast possible, as well as you, the listener. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this high school baseball at Mike Dalton Field.
Well, I'll be back with you tomorrow night, weather permitting, to cover the McMichael softball team, the Bomb Squad, as they take on the Walkertown Wolfpack. Game time scheduled for 6 p.m. Pre-game show brought to you by 2 Rivers Plaza and Kooler Ice, scheduled to begin at 5:30 p.m. So listen in to RoCo Radio on Facebook, YouTube, or RoCoRadio.com on Live 365 to catch the action from right here at McMichael High School tomorrow night. We had a great game tonight. I was proud to be a part of it. It was a fight all the way. Congratulations to both teams on a great game, and I'd love to see the rematch. I hope they schedule it, and you know, it was supposed to happen earlier this year. They were supposed to play twice, but the first one got rained out, so I'm hoping that they'll get this one scheduled for the second matchup over at Rockingham to see how that one goes. But this was a great one to call.
Thank you guys so much for listening in. Rockingham with a 10-8 victory in extra innings. It went all 9 like a major league game, but ultimately Rockingham came out on top. Thank you guys so much for joining us. For Jonathan Hatley, I'm Jay Ramey. Thanks for listening.